And we're live here while I'm waiting for the feedback from you guys to see how everything's going. I will bring everyone's attention to the fact that you need to go to hankstrange.com, sign up for our email list. Lola puts out deals on there. This is how we communicate with you guys. You know, at hankstrange.com, she also posts the deals there on the website. You can buy stuff and support us, like the patches. There are some people. Shout out to all the people who have bought patches. You're awesome. That's right. We appreciate you. There goes the patches. If you guys get up on some patches, I've got a ton. While these last over here, I've got a ton of these gun vote stickers, and I'll send that out to some folks who get, you know. I mean, I would like to just send it to everyone, but like stamps are about 75 cents, and Lola gets mad when I make her go to the post office. Too much. Yeah. And then I get in trouble, and it's a whole thing. And then, you know, I'm not allowed to eat. All kinds of stuff comes out of that. So there you go. All right, let's throw everyone in here. Let's throw the dudes in here. Here we go. All right, listen, I think I'm getting ready to kick this off. One, I want to remind everyone, smash those thumbs ups as you're coming in here. Share this with your friends if you can. We really do appreciate that. Big shout out to Franklin Armory for sponsoring the podcast tonight. I'm going to press the button. We're going to go. Here we go.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange Situation. Lifestyle.
Boom, Walter. Okay, yeah, all right. So make sure you guys subscribe, thumbs up, ring the bell so you can be notified when we go live. We've got Walter here from Safety Harbor Firearms joining us, back for double duty.
I'm filling in.
Double duty in both of the meanings of the duty. Walter's here. Yeah, exactly. You get a raise, Walt. You get a raise. You good?
I'm fine.
Okay, awesome.
It's Friday.
Yes, absolutely. It's finally Friday. And we've also got young Dylan, Dillspec. Yeah, joining us as well. Shout out to him. Good. Thanks for coming on, Dylan.
Thank you for having me, Hank. I'm holding up all right. I'm just the last few months have been very busy, but I'm doing well.
All right, good. Did school start back up again?
Oh, it did. I never with my school I go year round, so I have a new class every 5 weeks. That's just part of my college thing. So I've never really taken any time off lately.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Good on you, man. Yeah. You're awesome. Okay, so, and let me remind everyone, this is episode 628 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. I'm your host, Hank Strange. Like I said, Walter, Keller, SHF, as well as Dillspec are here. You're all here. Smash the thumbs ups, all that kind of good stuff. And, you know, we'll get into this stuff here once, I don't know, once Walter gets off his phone.
I just got a picture of one of those poor protesters that lost his life, I think, or okay. Something. Oh, yeah. It's such a sweet article about
innocent little babies who never
just good people all around.
He was just a wee lad.
Yeah, you know. Was it the one who likes to say the N-word even though he's a white dude?
I think it was the one that. I think it was the one that said. That they said that the skateboard was an extension of his body.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, it's funny.
That's one of those extensions you beat people to death with.
Yeah. I'm sure
that's a deadly weapon, is what that is. I don't care what anybody says.
You know, sometimes listening to too much rap music is detrimental to you. Yeah. Listening to the hippity hop, which, by the way, massive. I'm a big fan of rap music, but it doesn't give you, as the people say, I don't know if I will get in trouble, but, you know, it doesn't give you extra melanin deposits.
Or superpowers, by the way.
Yeah. So, anyway, listen, it's too early.
And believe it or not, Hank, I listen to that stuff, too. That's one of the few millennial traits that I have. But, you know, I just like it. You know, for exercises and whatnot. But it's not like, you know, some people think it's like playing Grand Theft Auto where it makes you above the law or whatever.
You have to know what's real and what's not real. And music is very powerful in general. And hip-hop music, by the way, incredibly powerful. Right. You know, so is rock music and other forms.
Well, I like rap because, you know, they're the only genre where you get to hear them talk about them choppers.
Oh, the choppers.
Yeah, with extendo clips.
Yeah. I'm telling
I think I'll stick to some Wang Dang Sweet Poom Tang.
Oh yeah, that's right. Some Ted Nugent.
Yeah, I respect the Nuge. I respect the Nuge. So let me do a couple of things. Shout out to Tyven Show. I see Tyven out there. Actually, Tyven had a special request, and I'll get into that right here at the top. Tyven wanted me to share this picture of basically his uncle, so I will share this with you guys. Let's see. Here we go. Boom. Actually, let me read what Tyven said. He said, "This is Ronald Rosser. He is a double Medal of Honor from America and Korea, and has passed. I'm a family friend of the Rossers, and he was like an uncle to me. Could you show his picture at the start of the podcast tonight and give him a shout out? Means a lot to me. If you could do that." So absolutely, Tyven, we can do that, and we'll show. Let's see what the name is. Let me make sure I'm getting this name right here. Ronald Rosser. So here we go. We'll show that there. There he goes. Ronald Rosser, R.I.P. It's my condolences go out to Tyven and the rest of the family. And I know that's a tough deal. And also, thank him for his service.
Did I hear you say double?
Yeah,
double?
This is what. Here, I'll say it again.
Yeah, double award on the.
He said double Medal of Honor, so I'm not sure. Maybe Tyven, if you want to, I don't know if that was a typo or something like that.
Okay, because that's.
Yeah, I'm just reading from the prompter, man.
Okay. I know.
Yeah, I'm reading from the prompter.
I know Joe Biden. Just calm down. Yeah. It's okay. You're
I was
right.
talking about Joe Biden. That's what is the name of that movie with the the movie. I'm just Anchorman.
Anchorman. You're just reading the script.
Yeah, I'm just Anchorman. I forgot Anchorman's name right now. Someone will tell me what the Anchorman.
The actor?
Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, Ron Burgundy.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I'm just.
I just had to go feed Baxter some treats before the show.
So there you go. All right, Tyven will let us know what's going on there. And Lola, okay, so I'll do shout outs and everything like that if folks want to do it while we're waiting. As I said, as you're coming in here, smash the thumbs ups, okay? Can we get some thumbs ups going? I mean, yesterday we had on Pete Brownell, which is not easy.
That was epic.
We didn't get 100. We didn't get 100 thumbs ups. I'm not mad. I'm not bitter.
It'll take a little while.
But
yeah.
I mean, we're talking about somebody. We're talking about the Brownells compared to. They're that's one of the oldest, gun-related businesses. I mean, we're talking like
on the retail side, right?
Where it's been in control of one group or one family. We're not talking about Remington, which is a corporation, and
one of the oldest family-owned businesses. Really, I mean, I'm sure there's older ones, but one definitely in our industry.
In the firearms industry, on the retail side, I would say for sure.
Right.
I don't know if there's anything that's still family-owned, like Walter's saying.
I mean, it's hard to find where if a corporation gets involved, they're CEOs, and it just loses.
Right. I think that Beretta still is to some extent. I know there's things involved with them, but I think there's still some family involved, is what I've been told.
But smash the thumbs ups, okay? You're gonna.
Okay. His double Medal of Honor. He got one from Korea and one from America.
Yeah, that's what he said in there.
Still, that's pretty cool.
Cool. That is. Yeah. Okay. Lola says, "Is that mousse in your hair, young Dylan? P.S. I know you're Dillspec now, but you'll always be young Dylan to Hank and I." So
it is.
It is mousse. He's moosed up. Were you on a date? Are you trying to hoping some ladies out there?
I just like to look nice when I'm throwing guns at people.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, just the smooth.
It don't hurt nothing.
Trying to be smooth up in the gun shop. Yeah.
Nice smile,
Yeah.
Like to a wedding or something, I'd like to just wear my bathrobe, but I like to dress nice to a gun.
Well, when you go to a wedding, you might meet somebody at a wedding. Yeah. Weddings are notorious for meeting somebody,
Right, that's true. That's true. I'm not a fan of weddings, though. I didn't go to my own wedding, so. Yeah, there you go.
Mine's all blur.
Yeah, don't believe me, ask Lola. So, but by the way, give a shout out to the gun store that you work in. Give a shout out to those guys, Dylan.
It's Everything Can Still Carry in Louisville. We're also called ECC Guns, basically, is what our site is. But Everything Can Still Carry in Louisville. We've been in business since 2015, and I've been working there since September of last year, so very close to a year.
Okay. Awesome. Very cool. Let's see. Boss Hog says hello to everyone. Appalachian Gun Runner says Mr. Brownell seemed like such a nice, down-to-earth kind of guy. I think he is.
Yeah. Yeah. When I first met him at the SHOT Show, he wanted to talk to me about my 50 cal issue with the ATF and stuff, and he was interested in that at the time.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, you know.
I literally ran into him at NRAM last year when I saw you, Hank. I literally ran into him in like the little lobby thing, and you would never know, like if you didn't know who he was, you would never guess, how high up he is and with his company, and just a real down to earth guy, and I think how he shows how every CEO should try to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lola's throwing you under the bus, man.
Yeah, Lola says,
What'd I do?
OMG, so I guess I married myself. Shake my head. Yeah, there you go. It was, it was like at a courthouse in Queens. I showed
was
up
it
for
like,
that. For that.
Like we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout?
Yeah. I was there, but I was barely there. One of these days, I'll show you guys pictures of when we got married. Sick. Yeah, I was very sick, and I was, I don't know, maybe 120 or 30 pounds or something like that, and because I was really sick, and that was like early in my Crohn's disease. And Lola had a big belly because she was pregnant. So there you go. Boom, Lola. You want to tell stories now?
No shotguns involved, I take it then, huh? No shotguns.
But but Old Dirty Bastard was there at the same time. We did run into Old Dirty Bastard, which from Wu-Tang. You know Old Dirty Bastard? You never heard of Old Dirty Bastard? ODB?
I probably heard it from you in the story, but yeah, aside from that, no.
Don't know about ODB?
Nope.
Wu-Tang.
Sorry.
No.
Wu-Tang. Poontang. I know about Poontang, but I don't know about Wu-Tang.
Yeah, you don't know about ODB. There's going to be some dudes out there that are going to be like, wow, you guys don't know about Old Dirty Bastard. But anyway, he was there. He was big rapper from New York. He was there, and we bumped into him. I think he was getting married for like the 6th time or some craziness.
6th time. Yeah.
So he was just getting that quick. He was getting that, that quick courthouse deal going. So there you go. Absolutely. So now that we have that out of the way.
Yes. Okay. We can move along.
And Tyven is saying that he sent me the bio on his uncle in a text, which is probably true. So yeah, let me see. You want to pull that up real quick? I'll pull that up here, and we'll go through that. Let's see. It's on the Facebooks.
Yeah, we used to. Speaking of Korean War veterans, the military vehicle guys would every year. Was it Veterans Day? Which one of the events? We'd get together with the Korean War vets and they have a service or a ceremony, but there's not many of them left. I mean, it was like one year there was like quite a few. Then the next year it's like down to 5, and after that is like a couple, and I don't even know how many are left now. So yeah.
So everything's here. I mean, I could. It would take some time to read it out, but I'm sure if you guys want to check, if you all want to check into it, Tyven will be happy to send you guys the link.
And all you gotta do is put that guy's name in the Googles, and I'm sure it'll come up as a Medal of Honor winner. So
yeah, and Judd Miller said ODB, not WAP. So I don't know if Dylan knows about WAP either. Do you know about WAP, Dylan? Do you know what that is? WAP? You know about WAP? Look at his face.
Is that new song?
About what? About what?
I know what it's about. I've heard it before.
I just want to see if you would say it.
That's one of my sister loves that song, and
What?
Yeah.
How old is she? Not 14. Old enough. No, not old enough. No.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
She's not old enough to listen to that song.
Yep, that's right. That's a new style these days. I don't know.
I know. A lot of people are letting their kids listen to some really crazy stuff out there, and you're not supposed to get exposed to everything right away as a kid, right? You need to grow up and get into some things, She needs to be at least 16 or 17 before.
Some things are time sensitive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you can ruin your your childhood if you
absolutely. I believe that. Yeah.
There's no need to be there's no need to be a porn star at 8. You know what I'm saying?
And when it comes to like the birds and the bees, I always told my kids are like 19 and 20. But I always told them, take your time, no rush.
There's no hurry. You know what I'm saying?
21 and 20, Lola says. There you go. So.
No, you're right though. But in all seriousness, like with my sister, that's what all her friends listen to, and it's on
true.
the darn radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know.
It is on the. Yes, it is out there. It is. Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yes. Yeah. And I don't know, Dylan. I don't know if we could even get more in depth than that.
Right. Yeah. I'm not,
safely. Yeah, I don't know
well,
if I feel comfortable.
I'll go ahead and make my joke for the day. I was looking the other day at I heard you all a week or so ago talking about SHOT Show, making your predictions, and I was at work, and I got some type of alert that the AVN convention was canceled. And I thought, well, it's going to hit the fan when they cancel the AVN.
Wait, hold on. That's big news. That's big news. Wait, AVN was canceled?
It was canceled. I thought, well, hell, that's going to decrease the SHOT Show people by 30, 40%.
I'm going to say now SHOT Show is 110% not happening.
Did you, today the NSSF sent out their SHOT blast or whatever?
I saw that.
And supposedly Geisley has donated 250,000 masks.
Yeah, I did see that.
Now, if Geisley's Geisley, they'll say Geisley on the mask, right? Why would you give out the mask if it didn't say Geisley?
So if they that's what they usually do, yeah.
If they cancel it, they get stuck with 250,000 masks.
I want my Geisley mask in the mail, sir. In the mail. I want it to say Geisley SHOT Show 2021. Mail it to me.
The Super Duty.
Yeah.
The Super Duty mask.
Yeah. What is their trigger? Is it the SAS trigger?
SSA.
SSA, yeah, the SSA.
Oh, yeah. That's my favorite trigger. I got a couple of those.
Oh, you do? Oh, nice.
I do.
Very nice. Congratulations. Geisley makes good triggers. Good triggers. We can't.
They make good everything.
Yeah, yeah. Pixamite says, "What up, folks? Smash the thumbs out there." Brian Quick says, "Masks don't work." Does anyone need a shout out? I think shout out to Shooting Gallery NE, and basically Richard Hughes tried to get Shooting Gallery NE the Pete Brownell Express Pass to the BOP. And I have an announcement today. Richard Hughes was kicked out of the BOP. There you go. I'm the field marshal. No, he's not. I'm just kidding. Richard will take that so seriously. It's not even funny.
Look, you want to
Big
get
shout out to him, though. He's out.
Look at this. I knew it was coming. Chinese food.
Oh, no. China.
China food.
China. Yeah. Okay, very good. Congratulations to you. So, yeah.
I'll enjoy it.
Yeah, so let's see. The Gun Snob is out there. I don't know if people need shout outs. Kathleen Music Lover is out there. I just want everyone to smash those thumbs ups. That's what I want. It's Friday. You got to smash the thumbs ups. Do you guys want to do you a couple of things actually. Let's do this, Dylan. Are you into AK-74s, Dylan?
Oh, yes.
You like AK-74s.
Don't do this to me again. Don't do this to me again.
Yeah, this is what you get for eating right now, Walt.
I have a story about it today, Dylan.
Do you
Let
like
him talk and then I'll tell my story.
Yeah, do you like PSA? Do you like Palmetto State Armory?
I do. I think their Gen 3 AKs that they make are very well made.
Nice. Okay. So they Palmetto State Armory, PSA, dropped their AK-74 today. Around, I think it was something like 3:30 or 4 o'clock, something like that. And of course, they were all out of stock by exactly 10 seconds later.
Okay, so here I am, Dylan. They said they were going to release them between 3 and 4. So at 3 o'clock, I started watching the website, refreshing. Oh, it must have been 3:58. Boom, they pop up. I hit one. I actually put 2 in my cart. And then the stupid ad blocker on the software I use on the computer just started spinning.
Oh, did it?
And I'm like,
did they go out of stock?
What the fuck is going on? And then by the time I got it turned off, out of stock.
Damn it.
Mother of
I'm
pearl.
sorry to hear that.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, as Hank was too.
What were those going for, by the way?
I think it was 8. It was 8 something. I didn't even look at the price. I didn't care. I just wanted to get
one.
Yeah.
Right.
Walt wasn't looking at the price. Hold on a second here. I
think it were $8.99, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, Walt, that's not your fault, man. That's my
No,
boss.
that's not, and it's not Palmetto States either. So.
Yeah, they
Right.
probably don't make a lot. So in that first thing that goes out, there's probably not a lot. I don't know. I don't
Right.
have any insight into that.
It's kind of for them to see the positive reviews and then crank the price up later.
Yeah, I do know there's two different ones. So there's the PSA, PSA K-74 Classic Polymer Rifle in plum, and then there's the Classic Polymer Rifle in black. They're both out of stock. You can click the notify, which is honestly the best way to do that whole thing. If you want to do that, so
Yeah, but the excitement's over now.
that's what I could say to you. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Walt was pretty burned. I also know for a fact that Babyface P tried to do that, and guess what happened to Babyface P?
He got his
ad blocker slowed him down. Also,
Really?
yeah, same thing.
Did he not get his?
No.
Oh,
No. Okay, so top tip to people out there: shut off your ad blockers if you're trying to do anything.
I didn't think of it ahead of a time, and yesterday Robsky put out a thing on his thing that the hint, maybe between 3 and 4 they're going to come out, right? Mm-hmm. So everybody in the world knew this was going to go on, and I might not even got one if the ad blocker wasn't working. But
yeah, there was probably not a lot, and they went out of stock real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Brian Witt said it was $8.99. So
yeah, okay,
yeah,
and that's I've got 2 Bulgarian AK-74 parts kits sitting with barrels. So I can build one for a lot less, but
right. You wanted the Palmetto.
I kind of told somebody, and they was like, "Oh, well, get one, so we can shoot it." They're not even giving them out for T&E, are they? You didn't tell me, Hank, they're not giving them out for T&E?
No, no.
Well, Rob Ski had one, but aside from that,
that's Rob Ski,
and he's testing.
So. Yeah, exactly. It's Rob Ski, man. You got to understand here.
I know.
Yeah, Rob Ski. Yeah, Rob Ski's Rob Ski.
He's the man.
Yeah, whole different category, which I understand. I mean,
Well, yeah, he has viewership too.
He's the AK guru.
Yeah, he spent his time building up his brand for those things. So yeah, I totally understand that, and I encourage companies to deal with guys like Rob Ski. Especially guys who are into. If you know this guy's into a certain gun, and you're going to manufacture a gun, why don't you send it off to that guy and let him help test that for you? Why not?
Yeah.
I'm always open to test bullpups.
Hank's the Bullpup king.
No. Well, I got a couple. I got a couple of bullpups. I don't have as many as Mac. But I'm working on it. We'll see.
Well,
when I go visit him, then I will be the Bullpup king after I leave with some of his. No one tell him about that yet. He's probably not aware.
Or your plan.
That's gonna. Yeah, that's gonna. I'm gonna have to get out of there really fast.
You'll have nowhere to hide because he'll sit through. Look at Dylan's got a military arms shirt.
That's
on.
right. I got
I know. Hold on a second. Wait. Let's see that again.
Oh,
boom. There you go. What are you
he's got one of his operatives right on the show.
I know.
That's right.
That's how I met Dylan, actually, through Mac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I went to Mac had a meetup, I think, at NRA. It was outside of NRA, and he had a meetup, and he was like, "You know what, Hank? I think it was when it was in Indiana."
Yeah, in Indianapolis. Yeah.
Yeah, so he said, "You know what? I'm going to do a meetup with these guys. Why don't you come hang out with me?" And I met Dylan and some other cool folks out there. So, yeah.
I dropped my fork on the ground.
But that's not going to stop me. If I get my chance to get some of those bullpups, I'm taking it. Yeah, I'm taking it. Yeah. So there you go. Kathleen Music Lover says, "Walter, that sucks." I know those guys were mad. I saw
dropping my fork that I'm eating the Chinese with, or not getting the gun.
Not getting the gun. Not getting the gun. Jason St. Pierre says, "Drink," because I said bullpup. Here's what I'm going to do, Jason. If you're playing the game, bullpup, 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 bullpup.
Boom! He's out of here.
And Jason is laying on the floor right now. His wife's gonna come in there like, "What happened to you?" So there you go. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. But listen, this is just the beginning of the AK-74s from PSA.
Yeah, there'll be a lot more. And they'll probably have they'll probably have pistols, and they'll have all
yeah.
these different
The
configured
crank,
folding
the
stocks,
crank,
and all that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. What were you gonna say, Dill?
Well, I was just gonna say, I remember when I looked at that at SHOT Show, that got a lot of interest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I think that's gonna be a great seller, and it's great too because hopefully it'll make other, hopefully I'm hoping that this gun will make it to where there's more 5.45 U.S. made ammo, to where if they ever cut off the imports, there's some other options besides like the Hornady SST, I believe.
Yeah, I think that they should. You know what? I didn't check that. They should have ammo also available. PSA. Okay, someone. Let me see if I could check right now. Let's see. We gotta look it up and see whether or not they have it. I don't know. I'll look on here and see if they have any 5.45 by 40. I thought they were gonna have. No, nothing comes back yet. If anyone did see the ammo on there, let me know.
I mean, Barnaul has it.
Yeah.
There'll be others that'll come along.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
just a matter of time.
Yeah. Barnauls has got a ton of
74 ammo.
Yeah, of the steel stuff. I think they also have steel 300 blackout, which which is good. So you guys will be able to you'll be able to get some more at some point here. Yeah, don't lose hope in humanity.
No.
Don't lose.
The world will continue to turn.
Yes, absolutely. Lola's telling me that we just turned on one of the videos with Pete Brownell, so after this, you guys can go check it out.
Awesome.
Or if you got the internet, you could open up a window over here and look at it. If you could split your brain into multiple things. So there you go. Let me see. Here's another thing I did want to tell you guys about that's directly related to me.
Okay.
So I will get into this right now. We did drop a new T-shirt. The Lotlal T-shirt is out. Do you know what?
Explain to everybody what that is in case they've forgotten.
Do you know, Dylan? Do you know what Lotlal is?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Hold on. So now I got to come back. So now I got to explain to you folks what Lotlal is. Do you know what it is, Walter?
Yes.
Okay,
you refreshed my memory the other day. Remember?
Yeah. So basically, Lotlal is Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded. That's this channel that you're all on, and that's what we call it, Lotlal. So there's if I go back here on this let me show you guys the website. So I'll throw the website up here. So this is Ballistic Ink. This is the Hank Strange store you guys could go to. The new Lotlal shirts are out there. You can get sweaters, all that kind of good stuff if that's what you're looking for. There's different colors in it. There it goes in some different colors. I think you can get.
You hear that too, Dylan?
You're tuning out on me, Hank.
Yeah, it's not me. It's everybody.
Oh wait, hold on a second. What happened? I
think you got really low.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can.
Yeah. When I'm switching over, it just does something. So just handle it. I think the folks out there can hear me though. So if the folks can't hear me, let me know. So here we go. Yeah, so I don't know if, hopefully everyone can still hear me out there. But, yeah, so here's the Lotlal shirt. I'm going to try to get a close-up there for you guys. Go to the close-up. Here we go, hold on. All right, boom, there we go. There's the close-up of it. So basically, and I'll show you guys a closer version of it, but it's available. You guys can get it here on the Ballistic Ink site, along with the other stuff that we've got, like the Gun Nerd shirts. We've got a couple of Gun Nerd shirts up there, and then the patch shirts right there. So that's the skull and crossbones and everything modernized. This one's the blaster that's out there as well, and there's a ton of different shirts and things like that that you guys could see here on Ballistic Ink. We got hats. All of that. There's the Keep Calm and Corona on. Who would have thought we're still going through Corona? So there you go. Here's the old school Lotlal shirts. They're on here. These are the original ones, but I'm going to probably take this off soon. So if you're into that, you're going to have to get up on there soon. All of that is over on Ballistic Ink. When you guys go to the main website, you'll see you can get gloves and hats and Boogaloo shirts and watches. You can get all that kind of good stuff. You can, you can get backpacks and everything on there. Sunglasses. There's a whole bunch of different people who are on there. All of that. So, there you go.
Awesome.
Help us out, support, and get yourself a Lot Loud. That's the Lot Loud Boogaloo shirt. I think we're calling it the Magnum Boogaloo. Let me see if I can give you guys like a close-up version of the logo. Hold on, let's see, where do I have it? I do have a close-up version of this because I was working on it. Okay, here we go. All right, so I'll run this in for everyone so you guys could see this from my phone. That's what it is right there. Lifestyles of the Locked and Loaded. So if you look here, you see that Hawaiian shirt pattern in the background? That's the same Hawaiian shirt pattern that Magnum actually wore. If you look real close there, you can see a scene from the opening of Magnum. You can see the 1911 from the show. And then I worked in a Ferrari right there. That's the same Ferrari that was in the show. The 380.
308.
308, I'm sorry. Yeah, got that mixed up. So there you go. Awesomeness. What's up?
Look what Thomas is looking at, Thomas Magnum.
Yeah.
He's very intent on that.
Yeah,
on that
the WAP.
Little backside right in front of him.
That's the WAP.
Yeah.
Literally, it's that's what's going on there. Okay, you have to know that one to get it. So, Kathleen Music Lover says, "Is there any Lot Lao underwear?" That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Would you get the Lot Lao underwear, Kathleen Music Lover?
I don't know.
Let us know. So there you go. And Brian Quick says, I do actually think Hank uses the word bullpup the most out of all firearms-related verbiage.
Verbiage.
Is there another word for a bullpup other than bullpup?
That's a good question.
Someone's going to get actual, Jason St. Pierre is going to get actual alcohol poisoning now. Is there another word for bullpup? Come on, someone let us know. Yeah.
That's a good question.
Yeah. That's, we need to investigate that and find out if
use
there's
my incredibly large firearms library in here.
In your brain. Yeah. I don't know any other. I think that's always
the English might have a different term for it. I don't know though.
We'll all learn something here. We'll all learn. You didn't find anything, did you, Dylan?
No.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So what other things? What's going on with you, Dylan? Since the last time you've been here, what's the big thing that's on your mind?
Well, with me, when I had been on last time, I had just started kind of working full time lately. Since we had this mad rush back in March, I've started working full time just because work's available and I'm happy to do it. But I've been doing school with it, and I've literally I've just been working myself to death a little bit, and I enjoy it. But it's I didn't really expect this COVID and all this stuff. It just keeps dragging out with the mad rush and
yeah.
The scary thing, and Walter, I'm sure you know this, and you're feeling this from being a manufacturer, but just the supply chain is just been really hit hard right now to where it's getting very hard for us to order new things. Our biggest distributor, I'll tell you who it is after off there if you would like me to, but we use 6 major distributors. We use one of the largest ones in the country. They generally have about
Is it Sports South or does it rhyme with that?
No.
Oh. Okay.
They generally have about 3,700 different guns for us to choose from, and I think right now they have 40. So it's just, literally, everything is out of stock. It doesn't matter what it is. It's anything close for something for self-defense is just very hard to come by.
People tell me that 9mm is going for $1 a round. Is that true?
Oh, it is.
Oh, really?
I will tell you the place that I work at.
Some people need to start hitting me up then.
Yeah, well, if you're okay with not being able to replace it, is the thing. I mean, if you're sitting on loads of it, I guess it's fine. But
I got a little bit.
I wish I would have bought more before all this stuff. But I will tell you, our ammo rep told us that a lot of ammo, they are about 2 billion rounds behind, and a lot of this stuff is over a 2-year back order on firearms and ammunition. So I've just we've been selling a lot of stuff, but it sucks having to tell people no all the time. When they want certain things and we just can't get them. I mean, I'm happy to tell you if you want to know like what's hard to get and that sort of thing. But it's
we could definitely get into that. I think. Listen, first of all, if you're good for defensive stuff and all that, like don't panic.
Yeah, now's not the time to buy if you have what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. But if you're just hungry to buy something that's the price is getting jacked up, I say don't do it.
No, I say not either.
Yeah. No. So we'll get into what you were talking about just now, Dylan, in terms of what's selling out there. Edward Andrews says PSA gone in 60 seconds. He's talking about the AK-74, of course.
I don't think it lasted 60 seconds, my friend.
I mean, do you know how many they were selling?
I don't think it
was
a couple
hundred,
much.
probably.
No, I don't think it was. It probably wasn't that much.
Yeah.
I'll be shocked if they maybe had 100, but I don't know. I have no idea. They, all that data.
I mean,
doesn't necessarily get given
even
out.
if my ad blocker wasn't on, I might not have got one either.
Right.
So.
Yeah, you got to be real fast. I just think in the beginning they probably don't put a ton of them out, but they do put it out there just as a way, like, so that we're like what we're all doing now, talking about it. Oh, this is out.
Or you go and spend an hour on their website like I did.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and you got to think with the demand so high for current stuff, it's like with a lot of companies, you wonder why a lot of them are just pushing back new products, because it's like they're overwhelmed with keeping up with demand.
So I think in the case of PSA, they announced so many new products that I hear all the time from folks like, well, yeah, when is that coming out? What happened to this thing? Is this coming out anytime soon? So I think they're just dealing with that, and they just really did have a bunch of new products, and at some point they've got to roll those out. So,
they got to roll those out.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is, right? And in the world that we're living in today, especially PSA sells directly to people, like SHOT Show and all these different things don't really. I'm not saying it doesn't matter. They go to SHOT Show, but I don't think it matters that much for them in terms of what they're doing, right? So.
We do a ton of transfers for people buying from Palmetto State. We actually spoke with them at SHOT Show, and we plan on becoming Palmetto dealers. They started before all this, COVID stuff. They're starting a dealer program, and we plan on doing that. But I think in March or April they suspended their program because just with I don't blame them, just with all this stuff that hit. They just
before the COVID thing started, they had excessive inventory. Prices were really cheap. So, and it's kind of hard to start a dealer program really when your prices are so low.
Right.
What's left for the dealer?
Right. I mean, there's no margins.
There's no meat on the bone.
There's no meat on the bone, as they say. Huh?
Yeah. Right. Beat you to it, Walter. Your internet's slowing you down. Yeah, that is the thing.
My jaw's only going so fast on the Chinese now.
Yeah. So tell us, Dylan, what is available in the store right now? So is your store still has some kind of stock, right? You guys.
Yes, sir. We still have compared to a lot of stores, we get things in every day. It's just a lot of it leaves that day as well. I mean, we still get things from our distributors. There's a lot of places that just can't get anything at all, and we still get things, but we're getting them in smaller quantities than usual because of the shortage. Like in the case of Glocks, we still get some Glocks every now and then, but I may get one Glock 19 for every 10 that I would normally be able to get. But that stuff will leave as soon as it comes in. But as far as what we got now, believe it or not, little small defensive revolvers have became a popular item, for a lot of, because it's a lot of new people. And
revolver.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've got like your Ruger SP 101s and your GP 100s. That's a good little gun. You can fire 38s through them, and they're 357.
Yeah.
We've got some of those. We've got I had a ton of the Sky pistols.
Okay.
We were able to secure those, which was surprising. I had quite a bit of those. The other day, I got a few of the Taurus G2Cs, which is our most popular sold gun in the store.
Mm-hmm.
I had a couple of those. I mean, every now and then I'll get like a Smith & Wesson EZ or something like that, which is just, so many new people, that's what they want.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get some Walther CCPs every now and then, which, I'm a big fan of that gun,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
especially, for newer people. But,
okay.
But no, I mean, we still get, and we get rifles as well too. Like I had a Smith & Wesson Sport M&P 15 Sport 2 a couple weeks ago with the Crimson Trace red dot, and we sell everything at normal price. But because of that, it'll leave the store really quick, and we may not have another one for a while. A lot of your places on Gunbroker, I told you how we do a lot of firearm transfers, and I get to see on receipts what people are paying for stuff, and it's insane. I mean, $700 for a Glock 43X. I mean, $830 for a Springfield Hellcat. I mean, I've seen some.
Oh God,
I've seen some, but I've seen some people paying some things, and when they come in, you just look at them and you're like, did you enjoy your beating?
Did Cheaper Than Dirt kiss you when they were done with you, or what?
Yeah, no kidding. That's but we always charge normal prices on
they
things.
Just
like
smack
some of
you
our
on
things,
the ass and kick you out the door. That's
what
they
yeah.
do. Yeah,
like some of our things, our price may have gone up $20-$30 because our cost went up a little bit, but we don't. We charge normal things, and we try to we have good pricing and we have good service. Our store isn't the biggest store in the world. Normally we have about 500 guns in there. And
is the Hellcat really that popular?
It is, but I will tell you. I mean, you've seen what I like. I mean, there's other guns that I like more than the Hellcat. I think it's a pretty good gun. I just I'm not a biggest fan of Springfield as a company.
Yeah, we tested one. We tested one. We still actually have it.
Right. I think
decent enough gun, but it's like there's something about it that does not compel me to want to.
Right. I think the 365 is a smoother shooting gun, based on I've shot both of them before, and Hank, I'm like you, man. I mean, really, I am a Glock guy, which I know that. There's some people in the comments that are going to want to crucify me for being a Glock guy, but I just, that's just what I like.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, man. That's one of the best pistols in the world. So
I just say, whatever you shoot well with, stick with that.
Yeah. You could. That's the beauty of freedom. You could do what you want to do. I do have one quick funny thing I'll tell you. If you don't mind, we had a customer from Massachusetts a few weeks ago, and he wanted a Glock 42. And we were thinking, we were like, well, Glock 42, it's a single stack 380. That that's probably okay. So we ship it up there, and apparently they passed some type of new law that only law enforcement can have any Glock. You can't have any in Mass?
Any Glocks. So we had to switch it out for a Smith & Wesson Shield that was Massachusetts compliant with about a mile-long trigger pull.
So they put Glock on the ban list no matter how many rounds, because it's what?
Yeah, I think even the Glock 44 and 22 is banned.
Wow.
That's because it's scary. It's a Glock.
Yeah.
Yeah, except unless you're part of the Boogaloo Roundup squad.
Okay, all right, cool. So I don't know if we got enough info out of that. Have you seen any stores? Because I've been seeing it. You seen any stores where the stores are just closed because they don't have anything?
Yes, fortunately, we haven't had to do that yet. I mean, but I'll be honest with you, Hank. Our inventory is down significantly, and I mean, there's a lot of big stores that have had to do that. I mean, there's really, there's really no way you could have prepared for this as a dealer, because no matter how much inventory you had, I mean, with the demand it is, you're going to run out quick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've seen like even some very large gun stores, just with the amount of customers they have. I mean, they're going to be out of stuff quick. I mean, I read the other day there's like 5 million new gun owners in 7 months of this year. The first 7 months, it's made 5 million new gun owners, and
that's what
I'll tell you this. I surely hope that means 5 more million votes to freedom. But I have a bad feeling about that.
Don't count on it.
No, I'm not counting on it at all.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, Hank, I've been trying to stay away from politics for a while because it just makes my head hurt sometimes. But in the same sense, we have to be involved with it because our way of life is very frowned upon, and it's under assault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
well, and there's always the people out there like, oh, you're just fear mongering. There's nothing, I don't think those people have their eyes open or are looking at anything.
Nobody's been in their neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's what all the people that said that lived in Virginia, a lot of them, and I wonder what they think now.
Exactly.
Well, a lot of those people voted for the abortionists, so.
Yeah.
The blackface governor.
Yeah.
The blackface abortionist.
Yeah.
And I know that guy's dropping like some extra taxes. I saw some stuff like he's still up to stuff. He's not stopping, And there are people that have a lot of stuff to say, but then they go along with that nonsense that's going on there. Kermit Loves Bacon asked me a while back. He says, Hank, did you watch the video of Kyle Rittenhouse I sent you? I'm not sure exactly because there's a whole bunch of videos there that I've been looking at, and all of that stuff blurs together. Have you guys been keeping track of everything going on here? You have
a little bit.
Yeah.
I got to see the video last night, and also saw where GOA, where they are, where their lawyers are reaching out to him for defense, and everything I saw, it looks like it was self-defense to me.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it's looked like. I mean, from the beginning of this whole thing breaking, there's been a lot of different videos, angles, pictures, and stuff like that coming out. A lot of stuff out there. I try to not jump all the way into things like that and have opinions that are too strong without taking time to get to figure out what's going on. But you know what? Today I did look at a video that Guns and Gear, Mike, did a video on all this. Which I thought was very good, very succinct. I don't know if anyone else had a chance to see Mike's video, but he broke it down. And in my personal opinion, I agree with what Mike said in the beginning. Like he doesn't necessarily agree with this kid being out there under the circumstances and all that. But at the end of the day, it's pretty clear cut. He had to fight for his life out there.
Yep.
He started out trying to help people there on both sides. And we've seen this in all the different videos and things like that going on here. Those guys who he got into this altercation with started out, shit talking.
Yeah.
Right?
They were the aggressor.
Yeah. And, the weird thing to me in all this, and I didn't, I think Guns and Gear alluded to it, but it was very weird to me to see that in the beginning of all that stuff, he was with some guys. And then all of a sudden, when everything went down, he was out there on his own. So this is one thing that I would say to people, and I think Guns and Gear said this. You got to have it when you're going into these situations. You have to know what you're going into. You have to be able to understand how you're coming out of that and all of that kind of stuff. I wonder why there were guys with him and then there weren't guys with him. And exactly what was going on there. But, there's no way to know that at this point. Ultimately, if you look at this stuff, you see this guy fighting for his life. If you're fighting for your life, you do what you got to do. And thankfully for him, he had some tools. Or one particular tool that helps you.
Throwing a Molotov cocktail at you.
Yeah.
When people are hitting you with their, as it was put, an extension of his body, his skateboard.
Yeah.
His skateboard.
Yeah.
And then the other dude that he shot in the arms clearly got a pistol and he's pointing at him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and that's what I wanted to talk about. So if you guys, what's funny,
and if people get all upset about he's 17 and he was and he wasn't supposed to be, he shouldn't have been there. That's not your past. When that starts to go down, that's not even an issue.
I'll go back to my dad's rule, and I get it. When you're young, you do lots of crazy stuff. You do things you probably shouldn't do. That if you were older and wiser, you wouldn't do. But at the end of the day, go home to your parents. So now he's in jail, but he's alive, and his parents can figure this out. There's people out there trying to help him out, and he has an opportunity, which would be a completely different story if he would have let those guys get on top of him and do whatever they wanted to him. This would be a completely different deal. So ultimately, like my dad said, don't come home to me in a box. So now those other grown-ups out there who are looking for trouble,
30-something, 20-something, convicted pedophile, I think, and some other felony stuff.
Yeah, so drug charges.
Let's get into this. Let's get into this. First of all, I want to show this article here that came up because we all know we can rely on the news.
Yeah.
We can rely on the news media, specifically like the NBCs. Why not? So their headline was 2 men killed at Jacob Blake protest identified by authorities. And it says here, Wisconsin authorities have identified the 2 men who were allegedly shot dead by 17-year-old earlier this week during a protest in Kenosha over the shooting of Jacob Blake by police. The 2 men, Joseph Rosenbaum and Anthony Huber, 36 and 26, were killed Tuesday when they tried to intervene during the alleged shooting rampage by the teenager.
Go ahead, keep going. I can't.
No. I mean,
I can't contain my.
They're the ones who kicked this off.
The shooting rampage.
They were on a rampage and kicked this off. So you could clearly see the guy who started all of this was rampaging. So anyone who's looking at this and they don't if you think you're looking at this crazy guy, I mean, if you haven't looked at this video, you're gonna have to look at the video because I'm not gonna show it. As Guns and Gear was saying, lots of people are getting stuff deleted and getting hit and all that kind of stuff for showing specific video of this stuff. But it's out there. We all know this. We all know better than that. We all saw these guys were itching to fight, and probably they saw this kid and they were like, this is what happens, right? You look for the weakest person and they think, oh, this is a kid, we could intimidate him, we could push him around.
Right.
And I think that's just what happened, and I think this kid stayed there too long and wound up there by himself, and they were like, oh, now we could go in, because they weren't really trying all that when his boys, or whoever those, I don't know if those were his boys. I don't want to say that, because if you're his boys and you left there without making sure he was coming out of that situation, okay, then shame on you. So we'll just go on here, right? Because don't believe, I'm reading this with sarcasm.
Yeah, it was a peaceful protest.
I always said peaceful protests don't take at midnight. They don't happen at midnight or 1 a.m. or whatever.
Yeah.
That don't.
Yeah.
Well, peaceful protest by imagine you have someone supporting Black Lives Matter and all that, and how that guy was screaming and using the N-word. So, if you think, what's up, dudes? Did that guy get some kind of special license? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird out here. There's a lot of guys that are getting drunk on, let me show you how virtuous I am, black people.
White.
Let's back up.
Let me translate that. White folk, what the fuck are you doing? It ain't your.
Talk to your people, Walt.
I'm going with this. And you see the white woman screaming at the black cop in this one video. It's on Facebook, explaining to him what his thing.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can do it. I can do it. It's like, God damn, you goofy bitch, go away. Come on, man. What are you doing?
There's a lot of craziness going on out here. A lot of craziness.
When I see the stuff going on with the cops don't want to be there either.
By the way, Blake's family, the guy his incident sparked all of this off. They don't want any of this. They're already saying out there that this has been like what happened to, and what happened to him. We could get into, but
he's got a rap sheet a mile long too.
Yeah,
so
but the thing is they don't want any of this. They don't want this because this is a bunch of white dudes going to these people's neighborhoods and burning it down and messing it up for them. Places that they ultimately have to go and live in. And when all of you leave there, these people, well, I guess they're not going to be able to live there either because everyone's going to go, yeah, you guys who are always doing nonsense around here, burn the whole town down. Thank you very much. That's awesome.
Why doesn't the Black Lives Matter folks, you don't see them stopping it, do you?
No, well, this is what they want. But we've had these discussions before that a lot of BLM has been hijacked by people. So
it never was. It's always been, anyways.
Yeah,
it's been financed by.
Yeah, for sure. So let me just go back into this. I'll show this here again. So cell phone videos from the demonstration Tuesday showed Rosenbaum approaching the teen who was carrying an AR-15 style rifle, according to the charging documents, and Rosenbaum appeared to throw a plastic bag at him.
No.
The latter opened fire, and Rosenbaum was struck several times. Okay, a plastic bag. Seriously?
I saw. Somebody got hit with a skateboard, and somebody got hit, and then somebody's pointing the gun at him. And
so this guy either had from different photos and things like that. He either threw a Molotov cocktail, or he had a bag with a brick in it.
Yeah, that's 3 deadly weapons.
Yeah, somewhere or both of those things. But this is the news media at its finest.
So let me ask you a question, Dylan. I know Hank wouldn't. Would you go running at somebody that had an AR-15 with it?
No.
And throwing bricks at them?
Wide berth.
Or a Molotov cocktail, or guy comes walking up to you with a pistol, or are you just going to stand there and let yourself get shot?
I'm going to leave him alone.
Absolutely stupid.
I'm going to send her a mass.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's right.
And then double tap him.
Yeah. So, Red Bear says it just happened to have just a plastic bag.
Yeah, that's all.
Like Red Bear says, it just happened to have a brick in it. Yeah.
Ask Rodney, the guy in L.A. about bricks, the truck driver that got brain damage from bricks. Yeah. Rodney, I forget his name. But brick, just a brick. That's all.
Yeah. So then we're gonna go on to the other guy, and I'm doing this delivery because obviously you guys have seen a lot of stuff on these guys already. But let's go on here. So they say after the shooting, people followed the teen, identifying him as the shooter to authorities. They followed him. They were just following him. Among them was Huber, who was carrying a skateboard in one hand and trying to grab the teen's gun with the other. The teen opened fire, killing Huber, the document said. In an interview Thursday, Huber's friend, Tim Kramer, 26, called him a hero. Someone who saw a shooter and put his life on the line to try to stop him.
That's the guy. Isn't that the guy that said he should have shot him? I should have shot him.
Well,
is that the guy with the pistol?
Yeah, this hero with the skateboard had a pistol too, right? Well,
I think so.
Yeah, but somebody, or at least with this skateboard, he didn't have the skateboard in one hand. He was trying to slam him on the head with the skateboard. We've all seen.
Oh, there's clear picture video of the guy getting whacked in the head with a skateboard.
Yeah.
And that's a common tactic for these folks is they come to the protest with a skateboard. It's like.
So let's take a look at the Truth About Guns. They've got an article here. Check it out. We'll check it out. CNN, Anthony Huber had nothing but a skateboard. Okay. The latest installment of What Did I Just Read comes to us courtesy. Let me see who wrote this. This was by Kat Ainsworth.
No.
What the heck happened here? What is this thing? How did it go to a commercial? Okay, here we go. So the latest installment of What Did I Just Read comes to us courtesy of CNN. CNN has delivered quite the onslaught of content on what has all gone on in Kenosha, Wisconsin. They have continued the journalistic excellence with a piece on Anthony Huber, the now deceased 26-year-old man with a long rap sheet of domestic violence. And if you read through it here, second degree, recklessly endangering safety, use of a dangerous weapon, domestic abuse, strangulation and suffocation, domestic abuse, false imprisonment, domestic abuse, use of a dangerous weapon, battery, domestic abuse, use of a dangerous weapon.
You sure he? Well,
No, this must have been his evil twin from another dimension. It had to be. Couldn't be that guy.
Yeah. He looks like look at that nice picture they put of him up there.
Yeah.
Isn't he just a handsome young man?
What a fine young man.
Yeah, what a fine example of a human. Yes.
Yeah.
What an upstanding
Is he the guy that got
citizen.
shot in the head, or is he the guy that took it in the head, or did he get it in the chest?
I think this guy.
The Molotov cocktail threwer.
Yeah.
I think,
So here we go. Here we go. So I'm going to go back to the article here. Yeah. Just to try to keep this organized. Armed with nothing but his skateboard, described as sweet and loving despite years of domestic violence, false imprisonment, use of a deadly weapon charges. Huber was a felon and couldn't have legally carried a gun, but he had his skateboard and used it to crack Rittenhouse on the head and the shoulder. You can see it right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
While he's down on the ground, he wasn't trying to get anything. He was trying to knock him out. So, that's that one guy, right? So, that's just that one dude here, and there's a whole bunch of different things. Let me see. I think there's some stuff on the other guy, the other sweet innocent guy. There might be some things on him.
He's a pedophile.
If you look around here, let's see. Where is it? Hold on. Okay, so let's take a look at, there's a whole bunch of this stuff out there if you guys want to find it. So here's all the disciplinary infractions that this guy had from going from 2013 all the way back to 2003. Okay, actually, it even goes back to 2002. This is this guy's record right here. So he wasn't a beautiful, awesome, nice dude. But these guys are trying to tell us that that's what these guys were. Even though we could see he wasn't in the video of this particular thing. We could see all that, right?
Usually when this stuff happens, how many people are just upstanding citizens?
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting.
Yeah. So
once again,
I think when he was in prison, he was building up a rap sheet. That's what I'm looking at here. So even while this guy was locked up, he was doing a whole bunch of craziness, right? Throwing things at people, destroying things and all that. It's weird how these guys wind up over here protesting peacefully for BLM.
Peaceful protesters.
Yeah,
they're
very interesting.
Oh, he was a good boy. Just give him a slap on the wrist.
All right, here we go. Here, let's go back in time. I grew up watching TV in the 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was all kinds of... my dad watched every news that was on every night.
Mm-hmm.
I saw all the war protesters of Vietnam, some of the civil rights stuff. Yeah. Yes, there was classes with police every once in a while. They carried signs. They walked in the street. But they didn't carry skateboards. They didn't do it at midnight. They didn't attack.
By the way, there was one of these guys that had a gun. I think that was the guy who got shot, got his arm blown out.
Yeah, the arm,
Yeah, he actually had a handgun. Mm-hmm.
They didn't attack people walking down the street minding their own business. It was a different time. These are not protesters. These are thugs. Mm-hmm. And this is a form of insurrection, basically, is what they're trying to do. And it's not about anybody getting shot by the police. It's not about your justice and for all and all this crap.
It's really domestic terrorism.
Right, exactly, yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, and what's happening, though, is that the people running these cities are having the cops stand down.
They're
letting these people just do whatever the hell they want to do there. Well, if you're going to let them do whatever the hell you want there, you can't tell me that you're not going to let people go in there and try to help people. Like this kid was in there trying to help people. He was trying to clean up graffiti. He was trying to help people who were injured and all that. These guys were bullies, and they decided to go after him, and he defended himself against one of them, and then everyone chased him down. And luckily for him, like Guns and Gear was saying, he had his sling in single point. Sling! Very important. I keep telling you guys. This is not because I'm awesome or whatever. Whenever I go training and we do a lot of this stuff, this is when you find out how important a sling is. If you didn't have that sling, We better be selling all the slings in America right now. There better be like a no sling. Let me ask you, Dylan, do you guys have slings available?
We do. We have Smith & Wesson single point slings.
Oh, shame. There should be no slings available, man. Everyone should get
now
some
they
slings.
have the bandit sling.
They sell. They actually, like, we just restocked them because they sell so well.
Yeah. It's important. It is important to have a sling or something like that on you, right? It is. And in this case, that probably saved his life just as much as that AR.
Yeah.
You know, having that sling. So,
Yeah.
you know. But,
yep.
yeah.
You notice how all the other thuggies came to the rescue of their friends when the shooting started, didn't they?
Yeah.
As soon as the
So
shooting started,
those guys were walking
They
around
just
there being
wanted to
bullies.
spread the love at this peaceful protest.
The weird thing, which Guns and Gear was pointing out, and I've seen videos to that effect, is that in the beginning, these two groups were kind of together, right? These two groups were kind of like, they had a meeting. This is where everything started bubbling up. There were these two groups there. I think the what's his name, Rittenhouse? He was in a group of people that were like, what do you call it? You're independent. They were in. What's the name? What do we call it now? It's completely going out of my mind. But anyway, they were, they were libertarian leaning kind of a group, gun group. And there were some other guys over there, I think BLM, and they were meeting and they were supposed to be working with each other, right? But somehow they saw this kid. These guys saw this kid and decided to zero in on him. Yeah, something about this kid got them all excited, and they didn't like the fact of this kid being armed or whatever it was. And later on, when they got it, after he was there all day doing stuff, helping out, they got an opportunity. They went after him again. Who knows what these guys were up to? No one knows except this kid, and he was in that situation, and he had to survive it. Kyle Rittenhouse, James Miller's telling me. So there you go.
Yeah.
The
lawyer
go ahead.
The lawyer that got the other kid $250 million is on his legal team. So remember the one that got the drum beating Native American thug.
Yeah, that was
in his face.
That was in Kentucky from Covington County.
Yeah. Len Holt says, "What's the best sling setup for a bullpup?" It depends. It depends on what the bullpup is and what kind of attachments you have, like sling attachments you have on that bullpup for sure. So, are there QD points? That might help. My favorite sling is the Savvy Sniper sling. I got like 2 of those.
That is Mac approved.
Yeah, those are good. So, Mac is, I think, exactly how I found out about those. So, yeah, they're good slings. So, Sandman, Len Holt saying Sandman. So he's gonna need good lawyers. He's gonna need good lawyers because these guys. And then I saw this. Let me just get this in, Walt. So I guess he's in Illinois, and they want to send him to bring him back to Wisconsin. So it says breaking Kyle Rittenhouse extradition to Wisconsin. It delayed at least until September 25th. Much to the chagrin of some, an Illinois judge has delayed extradition of 17-year-old Kyle Rittenhouse to Wisconsin to give him time to secure private legal representation.
Yep.
So, there you go.
Yeah, the whole thing is pretty sad.
Yeah.
So.
It is.
And it's all to blame of the Democrats that run these towns. Sorry. You can't, when the mayors of these places just let this stuff happen. There's laws on the books we've had on the books for probably close to 100 years about riot and all these type of things, and all can be quelled legally. They used to do it in the old days. Okay, it's not pretty, but it gets the job done.
And you better believe they leave plenty of armed security and would guard their houses.
Yeah, and just to let it go on and let either side, it's just
they're asking for this, but you know why, right?
Well, it's an election year. That's why they're fucking asking for it. They think somehow this is going to fall on Trump's things, but I think they're sadly mistaken.
Yeah.
People are getting fed up with this. Even if you got just a normal, I'll say a normal Democrat, if there is such a thing, just a regular old person that claims to be a Democrat, you got to be a little concerned when you're, half your town's burning or this kind of stuff. You can't go to the gas station without getting harassed. Like that, you see the video of that one guy getting harassed at the gas station. I mean, that you shouldn't have to put up with that stuff.
Well, and there's been these weird things that I've seen where they're like, they're ganging up on people and trying to force those people to do some kind of BLM salute. What the hell is that all about?
Yeah, what the fuck is up with that? You want to do that shit. Z Kyle?
I'm not doing it.
All this BLM stuff is basically it's Nazi stuff. Basically, it's the same. Yeah. It's the same kind of crap. So. And it's white guys doing this. This ain't the brothers out there. It's these stupid.
I've seen some. There are some black people that are.
Oh, there are. Usually they send in the little black girl to yell in somebody's face.
Yeah.
Hoping that the guy punches her out, and then their whole riot starts. That's the technique.
I was looking at. I don't have it. I was looking at it a couple of days ago. I saw this in the news, but. There was a boba tea shop. You know what boba tea is? You know what boba tea? It's like an Asian kind of tea, and there's a lot of shops popping up where they make this boba tea.
Okay.
And let me see if I can actually pull this up. So what happened is there was this one boba tea place called Boba Tea Trap House or something like that. It was called, right? So this. Let me see. I'm gonna try to find it. Hold on. Boba tea. There was news about this, but I don't want to. Okay, here we go. I want to make sure that I find this and properly show you guys that I wasn't prepared to do it. So here we go. I found it. Just listen to me for a second. You're gonna see why I'm telling you about this. Woman accuses Taiwan-style boba tea shop of stealing black culture. Okay. Black woman accuses bubble tea shop owners of appropriating African American culture. So this is in the news in Taiwan, but video surfaced on Saturday, August 22nd, showing a woman of African descent berating the staff at a boba tea shop in Colorado for allegedly appropriating black culture. In the video, a woman could be heard angrily chastising staff members of a boba tea shop for stealing black culture. She points to the name of the pearl milk tea shop, Trap Tea, the Boba Plug. That's the name of this place, right? So it was called Trap Tea, the Boba Plug. So in other words, the thing about it that she feels is appropriating is the trap part, because
trap what?
Trap because that's like a hip hop thing, or here's what it means. It basically means crack house. Basically means crack house. So, and plug means your connection or the person who gets you, gets you the drugs, gets you the this or that.
Everybody in the whole world's not tied into the secret languages of the hip hop world.
No, but you know what it is.
It's like, it just gets so silly. I mean, okay.
But you can't own language. You can't own language. You can't own language. So for someone to feel that they can own language, and some young people who are like, oh, we're gonna since everyone's getting I know what this boba tea is. I've had it. Since everyone's getting addicted to it, we're gonna call our tea house the boba tea trap. What's wrong with that? You understand what I'm saying? So listen to me.
Yeah, but you can't. Okay, here you come into my shop, and you're yelling in my face. Mm-hmm. There's a very good chance you're going to get physically picked up and boba tea'd right the fuck out. And then what happens? Tell me what happens then.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, because her buddies were taking video, you boba tea'ing her ass out. Yeah. All of a sudden, they descend upon your shop and burn it.
So you got to listen to how this woman was carrying on.
You don't have to show me how she. It doesn't matter whether you're at the boba tea shop or at the pancake house. Mm-hmm. When they go off. They go off on this. They go off as an atomic rant. Top the lungs, arms flailing, pointing, getting in people's faces. It's it doesn't matter where it is, Hank. It works the same way. The technique is the same, and it's a cuckoo.
And Hank, I'll tell you my position. It's one thing to be a complete lefty and and want to have a discussion with people about how they're offended by everything you say, but I'm not going to be intimidated.
When you get somebody's face like this,
yeah. But this is what I'm trying to tell you guys. So the people who own this place were very nice. They were trying to explain to her they're not trying to appropriate anything. They just thought this was a cool name. They're not trying to pretend to be black or anything like that, right? It's just a name. It's just a name. Lots of people opening these boba tea. Like I have a friend who has, Lola and I have a friend that sells boba tea, and everyone tries to come up with cool names for it. Get over it. Right. So anyway, here's the thing. In the video, the woman could be heard angrily chastising staff members of boba tea shop for stealing black culture. She points it out. She says she accuses the employees who appear to be of Asian descent of being thieves. She hastily concludes that the shop is a case of Asian people stealing black culture once again. She then threatens to expose the store for not being black owned and again for stealing. Hold on a second. So a male employee can be heard calmly, patiently responding by saying, "Thank you for coming."
Wait a minute. What about how being racist for her calling out the Asian people? You can't.
Oh, that doesn't matter. Whoa! It doesn't matter. Whoa! That doesn't have any bearing.
Yeah. So a male. So what was I saying? Okay. So a male employee can be heard calmly and patiently responding by saying, "Thank you for coming." The woman bitterly retorts that she came because she had thought it was black owned, and she thought she was supporting a black business. If you found out you weren't, walk out, leave. As she starts another round of hurling accusations of cultural appropriation, a man, apparently of African descent, who's been patiently waiting in line, tried to intervene. However, so a black guy was like, "Hold on.
Come on, man. What you doing?"
However, she cuts him off before he can utter a word and hurls a racial slur. She calls him a coon and says, "Don't talk." Incredulous, the man begins to argue with the woman, and she repeats the epithet.
Who's racist now?
Yeah. So this is how crazy people have gotten. This is how crazy, and those guys are trying to be nice. And at some point, here's the thing. Some people, if you are doing this kind of craziness in society, if you wanted to support a black business, you showed up, it wasn't a black business, leave. If you decide to start berating the people in there, okay, and someone tries to talk to you, and then you start berating that person while you're trying to talk about racism and cultural appropriation and all that nonsense. By the way, this woman was, she was African. But that has nothing to do with anything, right? The thing is that, you know what? People need to start getting slapped upside the head and thrown out of places.
Right.
Okay.
Physically removed.
Yeah. The whatever's happening that's allowing people to think they could just go around berating people and acting like this, at some point it's got to end, because it's a massive license that's been given out for people to act crazy. Okay, and you don't you don't want people to start listing where you're appropriating something. We're human beings. If we're supposed to be mixing together, if it's supposed to be a melting pot, then you can't get mad. Oh, wait a second, you're taking something from my culture. That's craziness.
And I want to say this too, Hank. One of the reasons why these lefties that we're dealing with, why they hate our rights so much, is they somehow feel that it's okay for us to be assaulted, and they would like for us to all be scared and fear them. Mm-hmm. And my thing is, if you're gonna pick on people, game on. You pick on that granny, she may have something in her purse for you.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's fine.
Yeah. The ironic thing is that this white guy that we saw in this other video that was acting like he was a black dude.
Yeah.
Nobody's accusing him of culturally appropriating anything.
Well, he's just another stooge.
Yeah. But
he's
you know
another,
what? It's not going to stop if people don't stop it. Like when there's someone who's lost their mind like this amongst the rest of us, there's nothing wrong with someone being upset about something and voicing their thing. But when you're out and when you decide you're going to go after everyone, when the people in the store are trying to be nice to you, it's not like they didn't serve you or they said something nasty. You're just mad because you showed up and they're not black. Okay. I don't know what to do for you. These people obviously have some kind of admiration for black culture if they decide to go to put trap and the plug in their thing, but it doesn't belong to you. Language doesn't belong to you. A white man a long time ago came up with the word trap.
And
it was culturally appropriated by drug dealers and rappers.
Would it be appropriate if I had a place that sold a lot of AKs and name it the Chopper Shop?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the liberals would have a fit, but then the brothers would latch on to it, and they'd have a double fit, and then they'd get together and be, yeah.
I mean, because you use something, the plug was a long time ago. A white dude came up with the name plug.
Maybe a butt plug. Come on.
Yeah. So what do we? It's like you're mad at someone for appropriating something that another person appropriated from someone else that was appropriated, and it can go all the way back to the Latin appropriation. It's really crazy.
And then when someone of her same color, close, whatever, wants to chat with her and say, "Hey, man, I'm trying to get my stuff," she goes off on him. So
yeah,
it's about going off.
Right.
They're going to go off on everybody, and a lot of these people are really they have issues.
But what we have to do is we have to start using the same tactics against those people. When you get out of hand, a couple of people need to look at each other and go, "Okay, let's toss this chick outside." Seriously.
And put her on her ass outside.
Yeah. Because it's getting crazy here now. You've got a license to think you could just go off on anyone, and we don't have a society now. You've gotten some kind of empowerment. Wow, I really feel like, man, that chick, her boyfriend, or girlfriend, or whoever the hell it is, I feel sorry for you.
Well, look at the girlfriend defending the dude that got shot. That he's such a nice guy and everything. Probably one of the ones he's choking out or something.
Yeah.
Or beating one. Come on.
Yeah, and by the way, those people are able to they're raising a lot of money for them, but anyone trying to raise money for the 17-year-old kid is getting shut down.
Taken off. Yeah. Well, that's the world we live in.
Yeah. So
I mean, look at why do I turn on TV and see a basketball game and BLM on the court? Yeah.
It is a bunch of propaganda. And I don't mean the Bureau of Propaganda.
Yeah.
I mean some serious propaganda. Yeah. I mean this is some communist stuff.
Well, and what it is they've strong-armed some of these organizations into giving them money, thinking that somehow if they don't, if I owned a basketball team and the guy said they're going to strike, I would say, well, I guess you're not getting paid.
Yeah, so you're not getting paid.
Have a nice day, fellas.
And I don't mean to say anything. I don't mean to mean anything. Bad here, but with the way a lot of those guys handle their money, their house will be up for house will be up for foreclosure if they don't go to work.
So I mean, I know I did a post on this on Instagram, and a lot of people jumped all over me because I said, you know what? It's in a sarcastic way. I'll admit I was being sarcastic, because I mean it's me, but. I said, okay, so these guys are walking off the court. They're not, what would be awesome? If they took all this time and they went to these black neighborhoods that are on fire and they volunteered to help keep those neighborhoods safe. That would be awesome. If they actually went out there and kept them safe, it would be awesome. You know what happened? A lot of people got really pissed off at me because I said that.
Why?
How dare I suggest that they do that? If they want to fix it, why not do that? Why not go there? People are like, what do you want them to do? What do you want them to do? Go there, talk to the politicians, and realize the politicians are full of BS, and then go with the cops and go drive around, not for a day, not for a photo op, for weeks, months, whatever it takes to see what these guys have to do to keep those places safe. But you know what? I'm pretty sure those dudes are just getting on planes and going to China.
And let me remind you of something. Just because you're a basketball player doesn't mean you're a world leader.
Yeah.
You know how to throw a ball through a hoop.
Yeah. Well, I mean, go ahead, Dylan.
And I hate to, I will tell you, I'm a little bit disappointed I read something where Jared Kushner, where he's being sent to reach out to LeBron James. Who does he think he is, the Queen of England? He can kiss my ass.
He's a basketball. He gets played for throwing a ball through a hoop.
Well, here's the thing about let's see, if these guys were actually trying to do stuff, and this is what I'm interested in, right? If these guys were actually trying to do stuff, LeBron James, when another coach on the NBA and I know this, and I don't even freaking follow this. But when another coach on the NBA was trying to talk about what's going on in Hong Kong and support the protesters in Hong Kong, he said, no, yeah, you stop that. Shut him down. Don't say shit.
Well,
you don't know anything about that.
He makes millions of dollars off the Chinese. That's why.
Yeah, his shoe contracts and all that.
Yeah. So and then it came out also that in Hong Kong they're abusing these kids that are playing basketball. No, you didn't hear anything from these guys. By the way, this place that you want to defend, China, if you were a black person over there that was not a famous basketball player, and you try to talk crap about their government,
right to the camp,
and you try to protest somewhere and burn something down,
right to the camp,
they'll never find you again, son.
Never find you again. Crocodiles.
Yeah, never find you again. By the way, Len Holt had a good point here. Len Holt says basketball was invented by white guy.
It was.
Yeah, so there you go. That's
well, I mean, but look. You're talking about a sport where I don't know what the percentage is, but it's mostly black players, right? Yet they're somehow they're making millions and millions of dollars. Okay.
Also, they have most of their fans are white.
Are white.
Yes.
The black population.
Most of the knob slobbing that they're getting is coming from some white people.
And I hate to say it, but a lot of them that are paying their salaries are conconservative because a lot of the people that they claim are their fans can't afford to go to their games.
When they're getting all that all that white WAP.
Yeah,
nobody's complaining.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, listen, I'm sure there's WAP of all flavors out there. I don't discriminate. I'm sure they don't.
Yeah, they're being discriminated against and being held down, and all this. Yeah. The mantra, and it's like, you throw a ball through a hoop. All right, that's all you do, and you make millions of dollars. You throw a ball through a hoop. You're not a world leader. You're not. Yeah. I wouldn't want them coming into my neighborhood and telling me how to live, because they get their shoes stolen if they go in the neighborhood. So, but the cops are not.
My thing is, if you really want to do something, the formula for doing something is pretty easy. Do you know? Forget about like someone else's place. Wherever you live, do you know the sheriff there? Do you know the chief of police there? Have you ever been Have you ever even done one drive around with these guys? Right. Get involved and figure out what it actually takes to secure places and secure neighborhoods. Even your own. Start with your own. If you live in Hollywood, you drive around outside of Hollywood or even in Hollywood and try to deal with some people and see if you're not going to be scared when you're dealing with people. I'm not saying there's not problems. There's problems, but you have to get on the ground to actually fix it.
And like the last guy, that guy that got shot, he's alive still. The one that didn't die. The cops are going for this domestic stuff it's just fucking odd. How do you would you want to be a cop and go to this domestic thing where there's women screaming and hollering and guys screaming and hollering? It never goes well.
Yeah.
It doesn't go well. And no matter what you do, you're the one that's at fault. Even though you showed up and they're already fighting and screaming at the top of their lungs, maybe beating the shit out of each other, and you're supposed to fix it. And then when it goes wrong, it's the popo's fault.
Well, I think that's what happened in this case with Blake, right? That he was the woman had a restraining order against him. He took her keys. She called the cops. The cops realized this particular person had a restraining order and a warrant. Yeah, when they got there, he was not cooperative and we can go on and on. Yep. Did he need to catch 7 shots? I don't know, but get some,
We weren't there and don't know the whole story. Nobody really does.
Yeah.
So, but still, it gets to that point. It's like, as a policeman, you get called to this stuff like this, and it's every day, and it's not just black people, but it's white people do this silly shit too. And it's like, how would you feel when you get there? Are you supposed to just lay down and get yourself shot or beaten or stabbed or whatever?
And no. Hank, I will tell you too, my opinion. I mean, I'm not gonna, I'm like you. I mean, I've heard you say before on the show, like I'm with you on obviously, with what some cops have gotten away with, there is a problem with some of that. But when you look at like you or me or Walter, if you act reasonable, there's a saying, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of these people that, like the guy that was resisting and all that, I mean, for what?
How long do you think they would have locked this guy up for? Even if they had a warrant, even
One
if
night,
he was violating a restraining. Yeah, come on. It doesn't matter how much money you get from the settlement, from the future settlement. If you're now in a wheelchair, you're gonna be sitting in that wheelchair and watching some other dude banging up your check that you got from all your money.
Well, that chick ain't gonna be around because she's going to the next guy with money.
Yeah. So I mean, come on.
You're gonna be buyers.
To me, it's not worth it. I'll go. People, you know what's funny? You know what I've realized? There's a lot of people, including people who have been locked up, that are afraid of getting locked up. They're afraid of getting locked up.
A lot of this goes on when they show up, and I ain't going back, and then it just melts down. And 9 times out of 10, if they just shut up for a minute, they're not going back.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't go in the first place, but you're not going to spend that long there unless you need to. If you need to, and there's a good reason why you need to be locked up, then you'll be locked up. But I don't feel sorry for you in that case.
How? And the poor, right? I mean, I get sometimes cops do things, but 99.9% of the time, cops aren't doing nothing but trying to be cops.
Yeah.
I know, and as much as I don't like to get stopped by the cops either, but if I get stopped, I'm definitely not going to try to break bad on them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
whether it goes, I get a ticket or I get a berating by the cop or whatever, I shouldn't be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try to keep my mouth shut and just say, okay, have a nice day, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
And let me say this too, Hank, like as an example, Hank, when you got wrongly pulled over, it was wrong that you were pulled over like that for the whole thing, but you handled it respectfully and you didn't make a bad situation worse. You handled it the best way that you could. And to me, that's the difference with,
right.
I'm not saying
I wasn't worried about anything.
Yeah.
I mean, other than like, I don't, I don't feel like I need to create listen, a lot of times for example, I drive fast, but a lot of times for driving fast and being crazy and smashing up your car, wherever you were trying to get to, you don't get there. Or you definitely get there late. So for me, in that situation, it's like, hey, okay, these guys are already slowing me down. I'd like to get this over with and go about my business. I didn't even intend to putting out a video. But like I keep telling people, someone said, hey, you need to put a video out on what particularly happened there. And I didn't really want to do it because I live here. But, in the end, I did it. And actually feedback from other cops around here was mostly positive. Let me get to this because Bricks feels differently for me.
Okay.
He says, so if an NBA player says in an interview, support the 2A, I guess that's okay because it's his platform. But since you take a different stance on this subject, they should be quiet. I never said anyone should be quiet, but what I'm saying is, here's my thing. If you're in this position and a lot of people are paying attention to you and you have the resources and then now obviously you have the time, since you're deciding, like, you're looking at this thing and you think it's terrible that cops are going to help a black woman who was being assaulted by someone who she had a restraining order against, okay, and who was a criminal. If you think that's a terrible thing and you want to say, that's it, I'm not playing basketball anymore because of that, what I'm saying is there's actually some stuff you could do other than talking to help fix the situation happening in America when it comes to violence and crime in neighborhoods that belong to people that look like there's a lot of poor people out there living in bad neighborhoods. But if you say that the people who look like you are suffering and you want to do something about it, do something about it. That's all I'm saying. These are big badasses. I don't know what they're afraid of. They could go out there and police those neighborhoods.
Remember, there's a thing called the equalizer. But what I'm saying is, and during the game, is if you want to protest, great, but don't do it when I don't watch that much basketball, anyways. But it's like football and everything else. You want to be Joe Badass and protest? Do it when you're away from the thing.
Yeah.
You and your buddies go out and protest in the street or something, or do something. What do you? But
if they were for Pro 2A or one thing that was our causes, the other side would be going ape shit doing that stuff during the game.
Well, the Second Amendment's part of the U.S. Constitution, so it's not like Black Lives Matter is a socialist Marxist type movement.
Right.
that's got other. It's not about social justice and all that. It's about
Right. It's a Democrat political machine.
Yeah, listen, just like you guys, if I post a video, you could talk about it. If these people are public figures and they do stuff, I could talk about it. I am not what I'm saying that people should try to fix things. That's what I believe in. I that's what I try to do. EDC guy, shout out to him. He says, yeah, that was a straight violation. I'm sure they illegally searched Hank's car. Ultimately, in that situation, I did something about it. The person who reached out to me was in that same department.
Right. And they changed their training thing or something as a result.
For me putting that out, even though I didn't want to, and this is why I did it, because that guy said, you need to do this. I know you don't want to do it, but you need to go get this, which I had to go to the police, to the sheriff's office and get that stuff from them. And I went and I got it and I posted it. And I was even planning on going back there every year at that time to show people, here they are pulling people over, right? But I did it. I put that up there. I actually had to deal with these guys after that because, I see that department, those people in that department all the time. And I know several people in that department. So I had to deal with it after that. But
Brian Quick said,
go ahead.
LeBron James barely graduated from high school, and he came right out of high school and went into the NBA. So
yeah, but that's all good. But that's all. Look, it's
but
all
it
good,
doesn't. I know people idolize these sports figures, and I understand kind of why, because they make a lot of money and they're living the baller's life and all this stuff, but it doesn't mean they know of anything about the world or how it works.
Yeah.
I mean, they live in a very sheltered environment.
In about 70% of them go bankrupt when they leave. So.
I mean, not all do, and but still.
Listen, there's a lot of different people do it. I'm going to tell you guys once again, I don't have animosity towards people who are successful. It doesn't matter who. I know lots of people.
Everybody.
I know lots of people who have college degrees that are dumb as rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I go to school with plenty of them.
Yeah.
I want everybody to be happy and make lots of money.
Yeah. But here's the thing. So Brick says, well, that's what they were doing by boycotting. It was a way for policy change within with the policing. Here's my thing. I'm saying to you, how? Here, I'll just lay this out to you. So the police are run by whoever runs a city. Typically a mayor. The mayor is elected. Okay, in most of these places, they are Democrats. It's all
Democrat.
They are liberals. But regardless of what they are, wherever they are, the people there vote for them. If you vote for them and they run the police, when there's a problem with the police, that's where you start. But those people right now, so if these guys were doing more than talking shit, like LeBron James, if he's talking shit, I don't care what you think about it. If you're like a black person, so you don't like me saying that another black person talking, the dude's talking shit. He has the power to talk to the politicians. But the politician,
he won't speak to Trump.
Well, no, forget about Trump. I don't believe this doesn't have anything to do with Trump. He doesn't run the police in any of these places, right? So here's the thing. If they don't want to talk to the politicians, if the politicians right now are telling the cops to stand back and let the cities burn, by posting some stuff on the internet and talking some nonsense and wearing a t-shirt, you're not helping the people. I want you to actually help the people. I'm never going to get credit for that. I'm just a little old dude on YouTube that no one knows. But you can actually talk to the politicians and expose what they're doing. You could go there and deal with the police department, and you can actually drive around and see what it is. And if you realize that place is dangerous, you could tell people that it's dangerous here. No matter who's here doing this, they're going to have to hurt some people to keep the other people in that neighborhood safe. That's reality. So, like, if you can argue with what I'm saying there, stop trying to tell me about, well, they did something because they wore a T-shirt, they took a knee, or they posted something on Twitter. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, I got a good picture of on Facebook I saw where it had Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky at the White House, and it said back when the president didn't mind if you took a knee.
Yeah. It's you know how powerful it is when I know my sheriff. We follow each other on Facebook. I met him personally, talked to him. He saw that thing that happened to me. I never said to him, "Hey, go look at this video." I met him because a friend of mine who's been on this show helped train some guys in his department, and when I went out there to observe them getting trained and talk to the guys and all that, the sheriff said, "Hey, come and go to lunch with me." When we were at lunch, he was pissed off about that video, and he said that was done to him and his wife. Okay, my sheriff's white, and he's telling me his wife was driving, and they were both in the car, and the same department pulled him over, and they wanted to disarm her, and she's showing them her badge where she's a deputy on another department, not on his department, and they were like, "No, we're gonna disarm you anyway." And so and he was like, "That just really makes me mad." But I follow my sheriff. I see him arresting and locking up dudes. Okay? And I understand what's happening and why that's important. Okay? Sometimes people call them on me and they got to come out there and deal with me, and I treat them with respect. And I'm like, "Hey, what's up, guys?" Even if they want to come on the property and stuff like that, I'm like, "You can come in or whatever." You have to, if you really want to fix things, you've got to communicate directly with people. At least that way you know. If you're just talking about something that you don't live, then wearing a t-shirt or posting something on social media or saying some nonsense and deciding not to play basketball and then fly off somewhere and do whatever doesn't mean anything to me. That's what I'm saying. So, whatever.
And LeBron James, you were on the topic of him. I read something the other day where he just bought a $39 million mansion in Beverly Hills, fully gated community.
Nice.
And
we can all roll up there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and he would love it. He would love it if people started burning his neighborhood to the ground, because he says he supports all the stuff.
No, you might find out about the guns he has. You might catch some shots. I seen him talking badass with people or whatever. You might catch some shots. This is the thing. Like, if you really actually get out into these neighborhoods, you'll find out that the people need this. They need someone to protect them. Otherwise, they are left up to the criminals. So what you're having in neighborhoods right now, in these bad neighborhoods around America, you have the criminals still running them, and then some exturgents or whatever you call these people coming from other places are coming over there and running crazy over that place, and the cops are literally standing back and watching it. So if you're mad about police violence, are you mad about the cops standing back and watching like mothers' houses burn down? Or watching black churches burn down?
Somebody's business?
Yes. That business is now going to go away. That's people losing jobs, not getting the money. You can't get the food or whatever the hell you get from the business.
In a lot of times, a lot of the businesses in these cities are black-owned businesses that they're burning.
That don't matter, though. That don't matter.
I know.
That don't matter, Dylan. You're being sensible.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
What I'm saying is, in America, what we should do is actually fix shit. Like, people talking about stuff isn't how you fix something. It's real easy. Go talk to the politicians that run those guys. If you find out the politicians are full of it, then expose that. Okay? Yeah. Then go talk to the cops. I'm sure some of them are messed up. If you figure that out, expose it. But if you figure out over there that this place is really crazy and it's really tough for these guys to have any control over these neighborhoods, and the people in the neighborhoods are desperately... I remember one time I was talking to a drug dealer in the barbershop, and he's trying to tell me, "Yeah, but the drug dealers take care of the neighborhood, son." By the way, it was another white guy that thinks he's black. And I was like... and someone told me later that guy is a drug dealer too. And I was like, no, they don't. You can't tell me a drug dealer takes care of the neighborhood. He was like, yeah, but they do barbecues and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, but you're making someone's sister or mother or father or brother a crackhead. That's not taking care of... Or a
prostitute.
That's not taking care of the neighborhood or the community. Okay?
Yeah, you're taking care of your neighborhood. All right.
This is all like crazy. This is all crazy stuff and crazy ideas. And just because I talk like this, don't think I didn't grow up in the hood.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm a nerd like this, and I grew up in the hood.
That's a hard life.
Yeah, so you can't actually tell me about the hood. Like, if you really want to do something about it, it's possible. It's possible to do something, but it's outside of politics. It's actually dealing with shit.
If LeBron James, being a black man, goes into a city that's run primarily by Democrats and a lot of Democrats that are black, and then he starts belittling the politicians that are black, he's going to get called a lot of names.
So what?
By his own people. So it takes a really big set to walk into that thing and say, "Hey man, you're a freaking thief."
And Hank, I'll tell you, I think you're being too considerate to a lot of these NBA players about saying, well, if they really want to fix things, they don't want to fix things. They care about their They care about their pocketbook, and they don't care about their community. They don't care about anybody else.
Well, and here's the thing for me, man. I don't ever care to know any of those people. I don't care to like hang out with them, to know them, to please them, to go to their parties. I think I'm not trying to brag, but this is how I always get in trouble. Even what I'm doing here, I'm like dealing with Republicans or whatever. I don't care to make people happy. I get in trouble all the time. You can ask Walter.
You gotta do your own thing. He's
seen a lot of what's happened to me behind the scenes. When people do shit, I tell them you're doing shit. I've talked to the politicians here in Gainesville that have put in gun control to the point that this is why you don't see me rolling with certain people anymore.
That's right.
I've taken massive losses for that. So if you think that I'm just saying something and I don't live that, I don't know any other way to actually live. This is how I am all the time. Right? Yeah. Well, I tell you stuff you don't want to hear all the time.
Yeah, and I'd say the same to you sometimes too.
Yeah, exactly.
But but we can we can chat, we can talk. I'm not in your face going.
Yeah. I've seen you guys. I've seen you guys before. Have some discussions, but that's all it is a discussion.
Yeah.
You don't go. You don't go.
Everybody's got their space. When somebody gets and they get in your space, all you want to do is just push them the fuck away. Can you imagine a little black girl in your face yelling at you how you're this and you're that?
I wouldn't deal with it. I'm just telling you something.
Or you come into your business and somebody comes into my business, starts squawking at me like that. I'm gonna listen for a second. I'm gonna ask them to leave nicely, and if they keep squawking like that, I'm gonna escort them out the door. And they might end up on the duff.
Yeah, there's people out in our society that no one taught them any kind of manners.
They have no home learning.
Yeah, and they're gonna have to get taught lessons. If we're gonna move on, those people will have to get taught lessons, and I don't care who they are. I don't allow my children to act like that. I think, Walter, you've met my kids.
Yeah, they're very.
Have they ever been rude to you?
No, I gotta use a pry bar to get them to talk to me. So.
Yeah, but they do talk and they can communicate.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I have never had anyone tell me my kids are rude or anything like that. Okay, that's a deliberate thing on my part. I've sacrificed a lot of money and things that I could have had in my life to make sure that I was there raising my children. Okay, it's a very deliberate thing, and people need to take responsibility instead of saying, "Oh no, somebody else did this to me. It's not my fault." I'm a black dude that was born in a third world country.
Yeah, well, and that's a good example. A lot of people nowadays don't have any connection to another country or another way of life. These people grow up. And they think they're entitled to something, and they haven't done anything to deserve any of this stuff that they even have now. But they don't have any, like a grandfather that was come from a communist country or lived in the third world or was a veteran even. A lot of people don't even have family members that are veterans. I mean, there are a lot of veterans in this country, but a lot of them are really young.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
I'll listen. I'll tell you guys something. I lived in Nigeria. I would like to see some of these people take their happy asses over to Nigeria. And try to fuck around with those Mandingo dudes and tell them some shit. I would like to see you do that. That's, by the way, go check your genetics. You'll find out that's where you came from. And when you go over there and try to tell those guys some shit, you will find out real fast what someone that looks just like you will do to you, and not even lose any sleep over it.
No.
Yeah, they'll say, "I got your reparations right here."
No, I always say they'll kill you for a quarter.
Yeah,
and people don't have a whole lot of respect in a lot of these places for other people's life. I mean, it doesn't mean anything to them. So
you don't have the rights that you have here. And I'm not saying America's perfect. I don't think anywhere is perfect. But this is a thing that's been going on for a couple hundred years here. It's relatively young compared to the rest of the world, and it's gotten better. It hasn't always been. It hasn't always been awesome. It's gotten better, and it's getting better, but it's only going to continue to get better if we actually work on shit instead of thinking that, like, putting on T-shirts and all that kind of stuff solves everything. That's all a joke. That's all a joke. That's all fun stuff. The real stuff is actually getting out there and working on things and solving things, and everyone needs to do that. I'm not trying to tell anyone to be a Republican or a Democrat or this thing or that thing, but if you want to, if you really feel bad for the people in the inner city, in these neighborhoods that are burning down and that are going through all of this stuff, then if you're someone who has the bully pulpit, and you've got the money and the power and all of that, do something about it. I'm not asking for me. I took my family, whatever it cost me, I took my family out of that.
Right.
Okay? So I'm not asking for me. I don't have any of those kinds of fear in my life. I'm asking for the people who are really suffering that. That's who I'm concerned about. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I get it. I get it. Yep. Yep.
Yeah. I know. I'm getting a little crazy.
What's everybody doing this weekend?
Appalachian Gunrunner says, Hank, I was telling my dad about you today, and that I listen to you every day because I really value your viewpoint. To me, you're the definition of America. I appreciate that. I guarantee that I tell everyone on here stuff that you guys don't want to hear sometimes. I'm not trying to please anyone. You know, I'm just trying to the whole reason why I even do this is because a lot of people in the gun community, a lot of organizations, companies, or whatever, would never give someone like me the opportunity to actually express anything to a wider audience. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to build this. I'm going to do this. Yeah. This is episode 620 something. Walter's been here since the first one.
You've been whipping it like a freaking go faster. I mean,
and I have too. You haven't always seen me, but I've been there too. It's been awesome to see how it's turned out.
But it's a point, right? There's not a lot. There's no big money in this. Whatever money comes in from the people who are paying, like Franklin Armory down there, that pays for this place where I'm at. It barely is paying for itself. Walter puts money. Dylan, that's actually here. This is a young man that doesn't have a lot of money and sends money. So
look at those little bitty earbuds he's got, man. All he spends all his money on guns.
Yeah. Or me, and support not just people like me. He supports other people. I have a responsibility to that, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm helping people out there. And there really are, I understand that for the people who are out there living in these cities, and I have family members that live in these cities, and a lot of these places don't even allow them to legally defend themselves.
Yeah, that's the politicians.
Well, and that's part of the thing.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Walt.
I was just going to say it's been like that in these cities for a long time.
Yeah.
It's not something that's new. That shit started in the early '60s. Well, it started when they get I bring up bad subject. When they get everybody their civil rights, they started taking them away.
I think the big thing, to be honest with you, I think the thing that took a lot of people down was not Social Security, but welfare. I think welfare is the thing that took a lot of people down. We should all have the same exact rights. But when you start telling people that, you know what, you don't have to take, don't worry about it if you have all these kids and, if you've got 6 kids and 7 dads or whatever, it's all good. We'll take care of you. What you do is you take away a stigma, and then these people could just go out there and do that. And then on that, I had this conversation with Lola, and I'm just going to tell you guys something. And obviously, you guys are white guys, but we were talking, Lola and I this morning were talking about some of this stuff and what's going on in the world and why do black people feel like this, right? And I said, if you look at it, first of all, black people are a minority in America. But that actually wasn't supposed to be like that. And there's other races, like Latinos keep growing, right? Asians keep growing. Why is it in America that the numbers of black people are going down? Because you're getting killed from 2 sides.
Well, they're bored the other one side.
Yeah, well, when you're stopped from being born, and then if you are born, you're killing the people that look just like you.
And a lot of people don't want to hear that. I know some people don't believe that theory that it's black on black in the cities, and But it is. It's the fact.
The statistics tell that.
The numbers are numbers, and that's.
And you know what that's doing? You know what that's doing? That's taking away the power of numbers. Because she was like, having this conversation. But how come you can't win? And I said, you know how people win? It's just like this. This kid won. The amazing thing to everyone about this kid we started talking about is he was by his damn self. But usually how people win is in numbers. And when someone convinces you to get rid of your own children before they're even born, and then in your mind you hate a cop because he's killing someone out there, but you're killing off your own kids, and you're killing the people who look just like you way more than any cop is.
Yeah, or any other white person.
Yeah. When that's happening, you're defeating yourself, and you don't even know what's happening to you. Okay,
and you support you support the people who feed that cycle by electing the same people over and over and over. Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, all these people like this that just feed that system of dependence. And you can't do it on your own. We need to help you. We need to help. Let us help you. Yes.
That's how people got defeated. Go ahead, Dylan. I'm sorry.
It comes down to, Hank, there's so many people that have hate filled in their minds, and you look at like a lot of these NBA players. I think a lot of them have hate in their minds. They they look at it as, I made it out of where I came from. I hope it burns to the ground with where they don't have any anticipation of helping where they came from.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of selfish, entitled, overpaid.
Yeah. If you look, Killer Mike, I don't even agree with him on half of the stuff that comes out of his mouth. He says this: there was a point in America when black people were keeping money in their own communities and reinvesting in each other and doing business and all this kind of stuff. And then that all changed. These are the roots of what the problem is. So I'm not saying there's not an external problem from someone else. Of course, that's always part of the equation. But the bigger part of the equation is us. Michael Jackson said, take a look at the man in the mirror.
Yeah, right.
Most of our problems are us. Regardless of what color we are, or what what religion we have, what country we come from, or whatever it is, right? Most of our problems are us.
Why? I mean, so many people come to this country. They want to come to this country. It's so terrible, but they want to come here. They get here. A lot of people, and they go off and they be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
You know what I think we should do? We should have an African exchange program. I think we should have an African exchange program in America. If I could
live on the other side?
Yeah, no, here's what happens. You hate America, you think America's terrible, the cops hate you, all the white people hate you, they're holding you down. So one dude comes from Africa somewhere, he comes over here, your happy ass goes over there. You don't get to take backsies. This is what you should do. You'll be better. I recommend for everyone to sign up for that and try that out. But you're not coming back easy though. You're gonna have to come in here illegally.
Once that black dude gets over here, he ain't going back to Africa, my friend. When he sees those golden paved roads, he ain't going back over there. There ain't no way, man. No.
Yeah. So listen, I'm just trying to say that most of our problems. There's not. Rodney Brady says that, Hank, based on Killer Mike, who burned down the black Wall Streets, not black folks. Absolutely. I get it. I get that. But you know what?
Yeah.
That's something that happened in American history, and we need to pay attention to that. But think about it today. Today, what we're doing is very similar to that, except we're doing it to ourselves. And today, when a black person kills a white person, you don't see that. A lot of that stuff came from rumors of this black person did something to a white woman, did something to a white guy, and then stuff happened. But every day that's happening where black people are killing white people, and no one, I don't talk about it, no one talks about it, right? So the thing is, yes, that happened, should not happen. This is why I believe in guns. But ultimately, no matter how well off you are, if the ultimate belief in your mind that someone else is trying to hold you down, no one could help you. Only you could help yourself out of that.
Yep.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And if you don't believe me, go try it somewhere else and see what actually happens. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Something that I don't understand on that point is, like our community, for example, Hank. Like I believe that our community is being held down by certain people. But I don't let, the people that want to take my rights away, I don't let that get in my way of, me living my life and still, being able to accomplish things. I don't understand that.
Yeah. So Rodney Brady says, not true. I know many Africans who go back home all the time. You're saying those people go home and come back to America? Is that what you're telling me? Dude, I grew up, trust me, I understand Africans better than anyone. You're saying they go home, spend their awesome American money,
and then come
and rock and roll out, and then come back here? That's what you're telling me? Okay. I get it.
I have no idea.
My wife's father always thought he was going to go back to Ghana, and he sent all his money over there, and he thought they were building him a mansion, and when he was forced to retire, those people were like, there's nothing over here for you, dude. He died here. Her mom, they try to send her mom back there. She was like, no, I'm not. She goes back there. She goes to visit, and then she comes back to America.
She comes back here.
So, if you think I don't understand this, I understand this. Okay?
But that's not, it's not just an African thing. A lot of people do that come from Europe and everywhere else.
Yeah.
Because they, once you come over here and you get that taste of maybe guns, or you get that taste of your own business.
Why are all those British actors over here, Walt? What are those guys doing here?
Because they don't got the damn taxes like they got at home.
There was a chick, there was a black chick here that went to England and married a prince. Where's she live now? I think she lives in America.
Yeah, well, that's a bad. That's a terrible.
Why do all those celebrities that said when Trump is elected they're moving elsewhere? Then when he gets elected, they stay here, and they loved how he had the economy and whatnot.
Yeah, Rodney says his people come and go all the time. Absolutely. Listen.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
I get it. I lived in Nigeria and I loved it. I loved it because you know what? I'm a savage, and that was like a perfect place for me. But I'm a savage, and the other people in my family are not gonna tell you that. But I loved it because that's for me. Like, I'm into, first of all, I'm a black dude that likes black chicks. The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. But I like that. Like, I understand that savage life. Okay? Only someone like that could actually rock and roll in that. I'm just telling you. You can say whatever you want to say. It's a completely different thing. I lived in Nigeria. And I lived in the northern part of Nigeria run by the Hausas. Those are the Muslims. They got the oil money, and they're Muslim. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you something. Like, I get it and I understand it, and I've been to a lot of different places, and I don't think America's perfect, but we can make it perfect. But if we believe, no matter what we have, that someone else is like, I'll see people rolling around here that look like me, and they're driving Mercedes and living in big houses and doing this and that, and they're like, yeah, the white man's holding me down, son.
Really?
Like,
yeah, really?
This is interesting because I can show you some. If you go to Nigeria, I'll show you how some Africans will hold you down.
Hold you down. They'll hold you down, take your money, and rape your wife. That's what. Yeah.
So I don't know, man. It's you know what? A lot of life is perspective. That's the thing I think I want people to understand. Right?
Yeah.
If you think that you're suffering no matter what you have, then you're suffering.
I have days where I think, like, man, I wish I was doing something else. Mm-hmm. And then about 2 seconds later, I go, man, I know I don't. I don't. Because I wouldn't be able to do what I can do. Yeah. So, and that... Me doing what I do right now was one day I had an opportunity and I said, oh, you know what? I'm going to do it, Mm-hmm. And everybody's got different things they can do if they decide to. But, here you can make that decision and do it if you want. Mm-hmm. You can't do it in a lot of places. Mm-hmm. You can't pick up out of your house in some countries and just move to another city without, getting permission and You might move into a neighborhood where that tribe ain't the same tribe as yours. And,
Well, I could tell you, so I think I've told people this story, and I know we're running over time, but I'll tell you this real quick. My parents, I was born in the 70s, early 70s, okay? My parents were born, both of them were born in 1946. At that time, Guyana belonged to the British, okay? Right. My parents were born British citizens. British citizens, they were born that. My two parents. Later on, when I was like 5, we went to live in England. My father got a master's degree in England in metallurgical engineering from Brunel. If you don't know, look it up. That was, at that time, the #1 university for engineering on the face of the planet, Brunel. My father got a master's degree there. And my sister was born there in England. So my dad wanted to stay. He did not want to go back to Guyana. And he was, my parents were doing okay when we left there, right? He didn't want to go back. The British said, because what happened is, right before I was born, the British convinced Guyanese people to claim their own sovereignty, right? So Guyana became a sovereign nation. They had to give up their British passports, this is what I'm trying to tell you, and become Guyanese citizens. So when my dad had a master's degree and his daughter was born in England and he wanted to stay, they said, no, you can't stay here, sir. You and your entire family have to leave except for your daughter, and we will put her in an orphanage, but you got to go. And that's how we wound up in Nigeria. That's how, because he didn't want to go back to Guyana, so he went to a even crazier place, right? And he went there because he was like, because at that time Nigeria, the oil money, the currency was worth more than the dollar, and he was like, we can go to America all the time, and that's how we wound up coming over here on a visa, because we used to do it every year, and we came and overstayed. The point I'm making to you, he was born a British citizen, and they told him, you have to get out. So when you believe that everywhere else in the world is awesome, but only America is terrible, I'm here to tell you that I lived that life. And I lived in England, and I saw racism and stuff like that from people. And I lived in Nigeria, and I dealt with racism from black people. So when people are trying to tell me nonsense, this is why I act like this, because I know for a fact that it's nonsense what they're trying to tell me.
And all these people that hate our country, and I'm going to say something, Hank, like how you say things that people don't want to hear. Well, I'm going to say something. Mm-hmm. All these people that hate our country, that burn stuff down, that kneel to the national anthem, they need to be deported. You don't like our country, get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but it's not that they don't like our country. It's just they don't like the system.
Right.
The system is they like to run like animals. But they don't like to be told that they run like animals.
I think most people most people just want to blame their problems
on someone else.
Yeah, if you've got 100 problems, one of them is the white man. One.
Well,
okay,
thank you.
Maybe. I'm just saying.
That recognition.
Like Jay-Z said, I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Okay, so one of them might be that.
Well,
so let's say we give you that equation, right? Yeah. Let's say we give you that. The rest of it is all on you, but most human beings don't want to accept that. Well. Right? Why am I fat? Because I put food.
Because I stuck this fork in my mouth.
I don't exercise, and whatever's happening to you is you. I told you guys in the beginning of this, that kid made a choice to go there.
That's true.
He made that choice. True.
And those people that attacked him made that choice to attack him and go there.
Yeah.
Right.
But that kid right now is rethinking, like, oh shit.
Yeah. That whole avoiding confrontation thing doesn't sound like a bad idea.
We don't know that he's even going to survive being in prison.
Well, yeah.
I'm just telling you something.
It's just sad. That's why I say it's sad. When I saw that stuff go down, it just made me kind of sad.
It is, but we make choices. Like, this is how we are all doing this. We're making choices,
There's no other word for it. It's just sad. And I don't like watching people's heads get shot. And I don't like people.
I just think it's crazy in America that the media and few other people are saying, why are the cities stepping back the police and letting this happen?
Because they're all working from the same plate, the same plot, the same. It's like the CNN guy going out and saying, "Oh, this is not a violent protest," as there's a fire going on in the background.
Yeah. Appalachian Gunrunner says, "I'm white, and I'll be the first to say that the white man is my problem." Haha, the white man. I'm the white man. This white man. We're all our own problems.
Everybody blames things that happen to them on somebody else. It's just it's human nature.
Yeah. And I'll tell you this.
At some point, you got to realize that because I didn't get something done, not because of somebody else's fault, because I just didn't freaking do it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, Dylan. We're both excited, so you're not getting a lot of.
No, I am too, and I'll
Yeah.
tell you this on kind of a different subject. What about the NYPD union supporting Trump after the lefties want to take their pension program away? And my message to them is: you support all these unconstitutional laws for years, and all these communist politicians, suck on that. There goes your pension.
I blame that on NYPD.
Yeah, I mean,
it's horrible. But this is the thing. You got to hold these people accountable. Listen, go ahead, Walt.
And the people who once again blame everything on everybody else need to realize why their neighborhood is the way it is and why it's never changed ever since you elected those people into office 40 years ago or whatever. And then you keep telling you, well, somebody else's fault. Well, but we'll go on and on and on. It's just an endless loop.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the moral is we just got to accept responsibility for our stuff, and we have to try to be better and try to work with each other. That doesn't always work.
Be civil. You got to be civil. Yes.
If it doesn't always work, I think the moral of the story, even with that kid, he tried to go out there and help people. Yes, he had a rifle on him. So what? That didn't scare me. Shouldn't scare you. I've grown up like that. I've seen dudes walking around with rifles all the time.
Didn't I see after he shot these people, he walked toward the cops with the gun hanging on his thing?
Yeah, the cops ignored him. Yeah, they ignored him. This because he was trying to surrender himself. He was trying to tell the cops that, hey, I shot someone. Take me in. They didn't want any part of that. But this is all we're all doing this. This is not Trump. It's not some magical person outside of you. You're accepting it. At least you have to see that if you live in these cities and you vote. If you don't vote, I'm not even talking about you because you don't exist. No. But if you live in these cities and you vote, you need to hold the people you vote for responsible who are in office. And if they're not responsible, you need to get rid of them. And you need to try to figure out, why is this happening? You need to try to look at this situation and figure out exactly why is it happening. Can you do something about it? Can you make that place safer? Maybe you can defend yourself. I don't see a lot of this happening in Florida.
Well, we have a concealed carry, and a lot of people are carrying here in Florida. So
lots of people.
Lots of people
all kinds of colors.
Yes, it's across the spectrum.
All ages.
And we have people, and we have a lot of sheriffs like Grady Judd that go, he shouldn't have done that. That was a bad move.
I know a lot of black people here in Florida, right here, that tell me, dude, they're gonna take my guns from my cold dead hands. So there's this fallacy out there that it's just certain kind of people that are doing it. I know lots of guys. There's lots of people here who believe and understand that. There's lots of black and white people here who grew up hunting and having to defend themselves and deal with the stuff that's going on. And at the end of the day, I'm not saying it'll never happen here, but it's probably going to get crazy. You guys might see something that you never thought you would see. But for the most part, it's avoiding here. And it's not to say there's not problems here. There are problems here.
Yeah. There's problems everywhere.
Yeah.
There always will be problems.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a country the size of this one and all these different people. You're going to have, it's never going to be, rainbows and unicorns and all that stuff.
We just need to be prepared for it. And if you see people deciding, I don't have any problem with people protesting,
it's peaceful.
Yeah, I don't have any problem with that. When people start trying to burn down stuff,
block the roads.
Yeah, when they try to take things from me or whatever it is, then I don't know I don't know if I will come out of it like this kid, but it doesn't matter. It's not worth it. I do not believe in slavery or subjugation, so I'm not going to be subjugated to those people.
Somebody screaming in my face, doing this stuff.
Yeah, all that confrontational crap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to, we'll not comply. We'll not comply.
No, absolutely not. So listen, let's
on a happy note.
Woosah. Listen, I want everyone to have a great weekend. I want people to appreciate what they have. If you're not going through all that stuff, I want you to appreciate it, and then just think about life and what your responsibility is in it, because that's where you could do something with yourself. It starts with you. My dad always told me charity begins at home. And he was like, it's more than charity. When you have a problem, start with yourself. Fix yourself. He doesn't, my dad's still here. He doesn't actually do that.
Live by it all the time?
No, but I appreciate the lesson. And that's what I think that that all of us need to do. So I hope everyone, has a great weekend. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with Dylan because, me and Walter, we get excited. And I know Dylan is was on fire too. I'm pretty sure he had some stuff to get off his chest. Yeah. So Dylan, tell the folks out there. Oh, well, actually, let's ask him this, Walter. Dylan,
what? Do
you have social media?
Shit.
Whose fault is that, Dylan?
That's me.
5 minutes, Dylan. 10 minutes.
Come
you
on.
Have social media. Come on.
Come on.
I know.
The people want to connect to you and say, "Damn, Dylan, you couldn't get a word in edgewise with Hank. What's up, man?" Go ahead. Okay, I'm listening.
Well, guys, on a closing note, one thing that I want to tell everyone on the chat, we were talking earlier about looking into ourselves, and I'll be honest here. I looked at myself a few months ago, and I'm the biggest. I'm very passionate about our rights, and I look at what are organizations that are doing what I believe in, that are helping us, and I looked at me and I'm like, man, I believe in all this stuff, and I'm not even a member of all these groups. So my advice to everyone right now is join the groups that are defending our rights. And as you Walter and Hank alluded to, we gotta vote no matter what it comes down to, because our way of life is hanging by a thread.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm a pretty younger guy, and I'm going to be one of the only people my age that in 20 years remembers what it's like to be semi-free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's I don't mean to be on a doom and gloom note, but it's not looking positive right now. I hate,
We'll see we'll see what happens. No matter what happens, we all have to stay vigilant.
Remember, everything in this world is cyclic.
Yeah.
Right.
Going in this
cycle,
And
And try not to
keep the powder dry.
Yeah. Try not to let people get in your headspace. Walt.
Yeah.
What are you getting up to this weekend? Where can people, since you have, unlike a young dude that's over here that was probably born sometime in the 90s.
Social media more.
Yeah.
He's got more social media than I can handle.
Yeah.
He's kicking my ass.
Tomorrow I'm going to go work on one of my trucks. Actually, try to get it rolling again.
Okay.
But as far as social media, you can look at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Safe Terror Firearms. There's safeterrorfirearms.com. Then there's the Dirtfoot Racing, which is a mini bike thing. That's once again on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. And then there's stenparts.com, which we sell parts for different machine guns and stuff. So you can check that out. And if you got a question, give a shop call. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So here on my part, I just want to, hold on, let me see. Let me get this right here. Let me get the lineup right. Yeah, listen, I want to thank everyone that hangs out with us in the chat. Whether you agree with us, don't agree with us. I know we're burning your time, and I appreciate people that listen and have conversations with each other and all of that kind of stuff, because I think at the end of the day that that helps all of us out. So to Red Bear says we in the Weimar stage.
Well, that's before Hitler came to power.
Yeah. So shout out to Red Bear. Good to see Red Bear's back in there. I know he's probably there, but just undercover. But for some reason, he's actually out of the cover today. So, but I do want to thank all you guys for coming here over and over again, and I appreciate you guys, doing that. So, let me do this here. I'm gonna thank Franklin Armory for sponsoring the podcast here, and I'm gonna roll in the end real quick for everyone. Make sure you guys smash that subscribe button, ring the bell so you can be notified. Leave comments here on the video, and we're going to rip out this audio and put it up on iTunes and all the other places that you get your audio podcasts, which all that stuff is growing. We've got people listening to us all over the world. It's amazing. I don't know. There's some people in Iran listening to us. I'm not sure what that's about, but we got lots of people in Germany and Ireland and Canada even. Yeah, so we all appreciate the people who do that. Thanks so much to you guys. Who wants the last word? We should let Dylan get the last word, right, Walt?
Sure.
Yeah. What's the last word, Dylan? School us.
I'm going to tell everyone to support their favorite YouTube gun channels, and I'm going to tell everyone to, support the organizations that defend our rights.
All right. Young Dylan.
Be civil.
Be civil.
Say, be civil.
Absolutely.
Be civil.
Absolutely. Have
Be
a
civil.
great weekend, everyone. Hold your loved ones closer and appreciate them. We are out of here. We will see you on Monday. Hopefully, Babyface P will be back.
Oh, he's
back.
living the mountain life now.
Yeah, exactly. We might never get him back. Someone might have gone deliverance on him. Who knows?
Can I take his place?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Dylan. Are you willing to get boobs?
That's
No,
yeah,
negative.
okay. All right. There you go. We are out of here. See you guys. Peace.